everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Happy Sunday, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Rudy, welcome back. How are you, my friend? Long time. I thought you retired from collecting. I heard actually the word on the street is you've been privately selling your collection
for my credit card bills
before the crash because all the sardines are on credit. Is that true? Let everybody know.
So listen, I thought about what I was going to say when I came back. So first I need to tell everybody all my personal stuff, like everybody does. No, all kidding aside, man. It's been busy. It's been just crazy busy with family stuff. You know how life gets in the way, but still collecting, still enjoying my hot toys, and have a lot of thoughts about our topic for today. So
and you love your hot toys and your factory entertainment as well. So guys, like I said yesterday, you're not ready for this. Strap it on, okay? Like I said, exposures are gonna get exposed, okay? It is kind of sickening at this point. It is kind of pathetic at this point. The things that go on these channels. Somebody's gonna point this out. Like I said, I never say anything that's not true. I never say anything that is wrong without any backup. So anything I will always say comes from what the person says. I don't make things up on people. I don't lie on people. I don't try to make people look bad. They do it themselves. All I do is point it out in case you missed it because you're retarded. So Rudy, we're going to get started with the chat. Guys, there's 20 of you guys in there. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. We got Carlo in the house. Welcome, my friend. How are you? Nice to see you. Welcome.
Charlie, my friend, Charlie Brigante, how you doing?
Let's see. We got Michael in the house. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you? Nice to see you. Let's see who else is in the house. We got Echo Delta. We got Bao.
How you doing?
Bao said, "Happy Sunday, Factory Fanatics." Enjoy the show. He said, "Factory Fanatics." I don't know why I sense sarcasm with that statement, but I'm gonna let it slide, Bob. I'm gonna let it slide. Carillion Collector. I feel like that's the first time here. Welcome. How are you?
Konnichiwa means what's up.
It's not the first time. It's definitely new. We got Big Dog in the house. Welcome, my friend. How are you? Welcome. Happy Sunday, everybody. Fabulous maturity. Only disclaimer. Actually, we may need this today. Rudy's back, so we're probably gonna let loose.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Let's see who else. We got Dream. Welcome. How are you?
Hello.
Welcome. We got Ron in the house.
How you doing?
We got Talia. Welcome. How are you? Happy Sunday. I can still call it Sunday.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Let's see who else. Oh, look at this guy.
TK finally made it.
Oh my God. Somebody please clip this and screenshot this, and so I gotta frame this.
How you doing?
We got Tool.
Hello.
Thule early. I guess Thule didn't go to church today. Unbelievable. Always
Going after the stream.
Yeah. Always taking a break from church. Unbelievable. You dirty, filthy heathen. We got Rudy. Don't let fast bully you. Let it fly. Let it fly. Unbelievable. See, I told you. Bob is on one today. Oh my God. Let's see. Welcome, Thule. Let's see who else is in here. I think we got everybody. The Brits are up. Yeah, no, that's the first time. TK in the house. TK. TK. All right, guys. So make sure you hit the like button, please. We got 21 watching. Somebody keep track of the likes for me to see how many we're up to. So while we wait for the like count, Rudy, we got Christian. Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing.
Rudy, tell everybody what's been going on, what you've been collecting lately, what you've been selling off to be able to maintain your collection.
Well, first thing I had to do is I raided my 401k before the crash, and I was like, I'm going to invest it all in 6-scale figures.
Oh,
No. It's the same thing. Hot Toys. I'm getting. It's like a slow drip of Hot Toys right now. I got the Fantastic Four Human Torch. I got the Beetlejuice. The Jinx just got paid. The final payment went out today.
You meant the Deadpool and Wolverine Human Torch.
The Deadpool and Wolverine Human Torch one. Yeah, that one. It's already on in my display. It's a great figure, actually. I was pretty surprised. Still a lot of Hot Toys though, and then I'm trying to keep up with all the pre-orders that they keep coming up with.
But you did hear that Hot Toys is dead, right? You have heard this.
Apparently, so I might as well pick up as many of them as I can before they go under, right? Because it's like that's what everybody seems to be saying, and I'm like, I'm not seeing it.
Other lines besides Hot Toys that you've been getting product from that you have in your collection right now?
Right now it's actually been Hot Toys. I don't think.
But how is that possible? They're probably
dead.
going out of business. They're according to the community, they're dead. But it sounds like that's the only company that's releasing product and selling product. So how is that possible? I don't understand.
Yeah, even when you look at third party, right? I finally got that third party Juggernaut that you reviewed.
Oh, you got it. The
Right.
EIT?
So my review's going up this week. I had similar experience to you. It's it is what it is. It's third party. You kind of know what it is, what you're getting, and I'm not surprised for the cost.
Right.
But third party's been really ridiculously dead for the past year.
Very
right.
slow.
Like So has shown some signs of life, but even they had the Power Rangers they just had another 5 come up for pre-order.
Right. Yeah.
They're milking these simple things that they could kind of redo.
Yeah. If you pay attention, no head sculpt, only suits and helmets.
Right. Then you got Damn Toys. They've always been slow, and I love Damn Toys, but they've been canceling figures too. Even their military figures. I had a couple in order, and I got the notification from Kit, and I have some from Giant Toy.
Damn Toys you're talking about?
Yeah, Damn Toys. A couple of their military figures got canceled. They have that line Gangsters Kingdom that I love, with the highly stylized kind of figures. They've canceled the last 2, so everybody seems to be going through something right now. Hot Toys is the only one really that keeps on delivering at this point. Release after release.
It's the only 1/6 company making the frequency of the products.
Oh yeah.
The amount of products, the amount of lines, the amount of companies, the amount of IPs, the amount of anything, right? Only Hot Toys. So again, that's why I will always defend it. You could sit there talking shit all you want. You're wrong about anything you talk about Hot Toys because it's the only company keeping our 1/6 scale collection alive.
And you know what? It's something we talked about it backstage a little bit because I think for anybody that's going to say we're Hot Toy shells, right? You and I actually have a lot of differences of opinions when it comes to collecting, but we both agree that Hot Toys is still the top of the food chain. They're still the best, right? And I like in-art. I don't mind in-art product. I have issues with the company, but I think their product is solid. But they don't release enough of it, and they don't have enough licenses for me to even be able to say they're a competition for Hot Toys or they're the best at this point. What they release is very solid. It's very good. I think the Snape figure, I have that in hand. I thought it was good. I think it was overrated. Everybody in the community seemed to be raving that this was the best figure ever, and I was like, it's good, but I don't know that it's the best. But again, it goes back to just and I say this because I love the Caustic figure stuff, right? That they're doing. I call the lead designer for Caustic is Fabio, right? So I'm like, it's Fabio's name twin.
Isn't he the owner? I thought he was.
Oh, he's the owner, right? But he's the lead and he's the owner too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But what they're doing with the Caustic stuff too, I love. I think they're doing things the right way. as opposed to the company we're going to talk about today. I've got the in-art stuff. I've got the damn toys. You know, I do go after other companies, and for me,
When you
it's a lot.
say when
Yeah,
you
go ahead.
say Caustic's been doing things the right way, meaning what? Explain what you mean by that.
So I think, look, they're showing up with prototypes, right? Like before even going on pre-order, what was it? Not only did they do interviews, but Fabio has been on Sideshow's channel with the Jarrett figure, right, from
With the crow
Labyrinth
too.
and the Crow, and
Yeah.
they've shown people physical prototypes
Right.
that look, I think, as the community, and you know, you and I differed a little bit about that. The Crow, I think the Crow looks really good. I still think the Hot Toys one definitely holds up, but I think when you have product and you want to stand by that product, and you're able to take it to a convention or something and show it and stand by that product, I think that's worth it. And to their credit also, and I don't want to give away too much before we get into the topic, but I think they're also seeing what the other 6-scale companies are doing,
Correct.
and what collectors are expecting.
Correct.
And they're deciding
doing the research. They're doing
their research. And while they're a smaller company, right, like all these new companies they're like, we're smaller, we have to, you know, charge more for this. I think when you look at their prototypes and their product and the way they launch things, there's definitely a little bit more trust. Plus, Caustic has been doing 6-scale figures before, right? So it isn't their first foray into the market. So I like what Caustic is doing. You know, I wish them luck. I think they're gonna succeed. I'm a big guy that collects on IP, on licenses,
Right.
which is why, you know, for me, Hot Toys, right? They have Marvel, they have DC, they have Star Wars, even though I'm not collecting Star Wars anymore, right, for the moment. But they've got The Matrix, you know, Predator, all the Netflix shows. They've just got so many licenses. And I think that's what also appeals about Caustic, right? Caustic has The Crow, Conan the Barbarian, Kickboxer. These are they're niche licenses that are going to appeal to people that grew up in the 80s, right? And that's also why a company like Factory Entertainment that came out into the last year at San Diego Comic-Con with the licenses they had, you know, Knight Rider, Airwolf, The Mummy, Battlestar Galactica, Jaws,
Right.
you know, they immediately got my attention, right? And unfortunately, I just don't think that, you know, their release or how they're approaching things has been that good or good at all.
I'm trying to pull up the the Alan Grant image from
Yeah, and just so you guys know, like Fabs always laughs at me because every time the Stallone shop puts up a Rocky teaser, right, that they're gonna have their 6-scale Rocky figure, I send him the picture and he's like, "Get out of here, get out of town, you know, stop it."
Trash.
And I'm like, I'm excited for it, but and then you know, when he knows, even before Factory Entertainment came out, I love Jurassic Park, right? MODOK Mike last night, he would have been like, get the hell out of here, right? But I love Jurassic Park. First movie I ever saw in movie theaters with my sister. So love it. And for me to have the opportunity to get figures from that movie is key. And that's why I think I'm very disappointed at the way kind of things are developing with this company right now.
So we got 23 watching. Please hit that like button if you haven't yet. How many likes are we up to? Please, somebody let me know. We got Christian. Welcome, my friend.
Hello.
Welcome. Tali says, Caustic pick up things Hot Toys don't touch at the moment. That don't mean they're equal or better than Hot
Exactly. No, I agree. I think what it is though is they're doing licenses that Hot Toys isn't touching. And look, I don't need them to be better than Hot Toys, right? I just need them to be solid figures. And Fabs knows that I do that, and he'll make fun of me a little bit for accepting certain things, right? But I still think Hot Toys is the top of the game, especially when you look at releases like the Mark 42 2.0, right? The Wolverines, even that Human Torch from Daredevil and Wolverine, from Deadpool and Wolverine,
right,
is pretty amazing. So they're
I
still
can't wait to
kicking
open that.
butt.
I still got to open that. That's the only one that I got left for now until the next wave comes in. Christian wants some watermelon. Guys, hit the like button, please. We got 27 watching. I don't know what's happening right now with the likes. It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Do not be a roach on the stream. Stay away if you're not here to support. If you're not here for the truth and facts, this is not for you. If you're not here to hit the like button, this is not for you. So get your mug away from the screen. Look at this guy, 60 months. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. All right, so the topic, like I told you guys, actually, before we start, check the likes for me, Tuli, please. We got 26 watching. We should be at least 25 likes right now before we get started. Looks like I'm gonna have to beg as usual, guys. Help me! Help me! Can you imagine? Help me! Oh, look at this!
Look at this, TK, 2 years.
Another garlic knife. He said, "Wait, I've been supporting for 2 years." For 2 years. Well, it would be nice to see you on streams more frequently, but we know that collecting inner is difficult. You're an inch closer to 23. Yes. Right now you're at 22.9. I know, guys. Hit the like button, please. We got 32 watching, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't yet. Thank you for being here. Basically, ask anyone here, if you only collect from one company, who would that be and why is it hot to? Exactly. Literally. And what I keep saying is, anybody hating on Hot Toys, you're an idiot, because you're the only company giving us product to begin with. So you're retarded. Can't wait to get this ticket. Congrats, man. Rudy, I still have unboxed Inart Snape.
Look, it's a solid figure. I just, leading up to the holidays, everyone on on the groups and on their channels was saying figure of the year, and it's solid, but I didn't think it was that impressive overall. It was solid figure, but not figure of the year worthy.
What about the one with the missing head sculpt with the cloak? What's that called? Mogul?
The Ring Wraith or something?
No, it's part of that movie that you just mentioned, Lord of the Rings. Remember, he comes on a horse
with the horse. Yeah, the Ring Wraith.
Oh, is that what it is? I thought he had a name.
That's what it is. Yeah. No, I don't have that one. I'm not collecting. See, you do this to me all the time. You get the two IPs mixed up just to get under my skin.
No, I thought it was Lord of the Rings. Is it not?
No, it's Harry Potter, dude.
So I think you're talking about something else. The one
Snape is Harry Potter, and then the Ring Wraith is Lord of the Rings.
That's what I said. That's what I was asking. Yeah, that's what I was asking. We still have to unbox Inart Snape. Guys, hit the like button, please. We got 29 watching. I don't know what's happening right now, what the problem is with the like. It looks like we're roaching big time. The roaches are here for the drama, but they don't want to hit the like button because their breath stinks in the morning. We got Michael with the super chat. The peasants are emerging. Thank you. This is for you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
We got Ringo in the house. Welcome. How are you? Nice to see ya.
Konnichiwa. Means what's up?
I'm about to unbox my Beetlejuice. I need my Beetlejuice. There's still no shipping from Sideshow. Nazgul.
I got it.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I got the Beetlejuice.
That's
He's
what I'm talking
literally
about.
on my table over there.
Rudy, this is what I'm talking about. Nazgul. Who's that?
He's the guy, the Ring Wraith too. He's the guy with the cloak, no face.
Right. So why didn't you say Nazgul if that's the name? See, guys, he doesn't really know the IPs he buys from Inart anyways.
I don't buy Lord of the Rings, dude. Don't.
He's like, I didn't buy Lord of the Rings.
These guys are gonna think I'm rich.
Oh man, I'm about to unbox my Beetlejuice. All right, guys. How many likes are we up to? Somebody, I'm an Inart expert. Guys, we got 32 watching. Hit the like button, please, before we get started. Hey, I'm new here. Hit the like button. Come on, people. Thank you. We're waiting for the garlic knots to join in on the fun so we can get started. I don't understand what the issue is. We got 22 likes. We are at 29 watching. We should be at 29 already. But it looks like people are just coming here to talk shit and watch shit, but they want to support the shit. You know what I mean? So when we got 31 watching, guys, hit the like button, please. When we get to at least 29 likes, we'll get started. So if you want facts and Truth, hit that like button. We got Frank in the house. Welcome. Welcome. Guys, we got 30 watching. Hit the like button, please, so we can get started. So yeah, we're gonna start off with the Jeff Goldblum image, the AI generated image. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think. That entire image is 100% AI generated. Okay. And we're going to get into how we know this, why we think this, and it is very obvious what it is. Okay. Except for Bob. Bob, what I'm about to say is the complete opposite for Bob. Okay. So, Bob, what I say, it's opposite day for you. Okay.
And look, Bob, I think I watched the same interview that you watched, so we're going to be touching on some of those points. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he said that things that were claimed on the interview didn't really happen, and he sent me the clip saying of the guy saying it did happen. Bob, oh man, all those Jurassic Park offering is huge. Yeah, exactly. Like buy Hot Toys is a different story, but nah. Guys, we got 30 watching. Hit the like button, please. How many likes are we up to? We just had 22. We should be at least 29 right now.
I think we're 24.
All right, we need at least 6 more. So hit the like button, please. We got Tony Marine.
Look at this, Tony.
Look at this guy. This guy's like he's like the groundhog. He only appears once a year. You know what I mean? Very rare appearance.
Yeah, but Tony's the man. Tony is
Marine.
the man.
He only appears during the drama. Unbelievable, Tony. Tony, it says Tony Marine on your name. Does that mean you're a Marine, or is that just a name, or are you really a Marine? Are you a Delta 6 Marine? Albert, welcome. Hello. Because apparently me having Hot Toys veteran makes me a veteran, and I just want to say that I am the Delta Force of Hot Toys collecting, so I am military. Yes, sir. See, so he's a Marine. Chooch Sardines 2.0 in the house. Yeah, you got to see this guy's sardine collection. Holy shit. You think I'm bad? This guy's the 2.0. He's upgraded. Guys, 29 watching. Hit the like button, please. We should be at 29 likes already. Somebody let me know what we're up to. What do you see, Rudy?
Let me check. 26, I think.
Oh, we got 3 more. 3 more likes, guys. 3 more likes, guys. Owns military. As I'm saying, I'm Delta Force. I'm Delta Force of Hot Toys collecting. And I own Hot Toys military, unlike Rudy. Fabs, you are a force to be reckoned with. Hey, no, I'm not. I'm just a collector. Okay, I'm a collector. I don't know anything about anything but collectibles. Rudy knows about YouTube and collectibles, so he's really the powerhouse.
Yeah, right.
Come on, Fabs. You can tell everyone about your experiences in the Hot Toys in Awards 2023. They need to know. Oh my God, this guy. So, guys, we got 27 watching. Hit the like button, please. They leave
27 watching, 27 likes. So
oh, really? Okay. All right. So let's get started, guys. Let's get started. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for making me beg. So again, we're starting off with the obvious, right? So there was an interview, a channel that is known for interviewing companies. That's their shtick, right? That's what they have to offer the community, is, or at least from that channel, right? Is bringing these companies closer to the less is more collectors that support the channel. And there's something that keeps happening. It seems to be the norm for this channel to be doing with these companies. Remember what I said. His channel is a vessel for the collectors or the people that claim they're collectors to have a closer communication to these companies that are advertising their future products, things that they're going to be making, right? So that's why these people, right, these less is more collectors support this channel, okay? Because he gives them that opportunity to get closer to a company that may be making a product that they like, that they're into, an IP that they like, a figure specifically that they like. So with that said, there was a lot of talk regarding, stuff like this, right? Regarding this, right? People are out here believing that these figures are actually out there and done and fully made. Okay. As you can see here, right? Another seamless neck, right? Where's the head sculpt? Okay. Back to the original one right here. Where is the head sculpt here? Right? This is a seamless one piece all together, sculpt, right? This is not like, oh, look, you could see where it's turning. You could see, okay? So just from using your eyesight, you can tell that this is not something that is the norm for something like this. Number two, just because you see these joints, okay, it doesn't make it 100% legit that this is going to be, this is not that it's going to be, that this is an actual figure that was made. The same thing I talked about last time regarding the fact that there is no, according to, again, I was sent clips of this interview this morning. He says, okay, word for word, he says, these are teaser images, okay? His words, not mine. Teaser images. We used AI for lighting the image, whatever that means, okay? So, and for the background lighting and for whatever, right? Like I showed you guys that stream. Sean Dabbs, when he makes a head sculpt, he shares it on a stick and says, made by Sean Dabbs. I showed you. When Hot Toys does it, you have JC Hung showing you the head sculpt. Here it is. This is what it's going to look like. This is an up-close image of it. Right? Obviously, they're showing you this because this is what the product looks like. This is where the pictures that you see for the promotion of the Hot Toys figure is coming from. Right? The head sculpt is done. This is what's actually on the product. Again, I'm going to say it again, what he said. These are teaser images. Says, what is a teaser? Proof of a prototype being made without any proof of a head sculpt being made. Now, remember, Sean Dabbs has this on his website. Right? What is this?
It's a rendering.
A render of the future product that hasn't been made yet, next to the image that they hope is going to look like. Now, this here, somebody says, Factory Entertainment, our product is a real prototype and is not the Iron Studios 110 statue. I don't think he said this word for word, but he said that is teaser images, that it is a prototype,
right?
But AI was used for everything else but the actual figure. Okay. Again, why is this so similar? Why does this look exactly the same, pretty much in two different scales?
It's the same pose. I mean, it's the same pose. That's the thing.
Exactly. Right.
Like
So that's number one. Okay. Remember, I just come with proof. I'm just showing you all the facts. Now, Rudy brought up a great point today, which again I would have never known this. This guy, okay, Rudy, where did you say they got this from?
It reminded me a lot of the Chronicle Collectibles one. So if nobody knows, Chronicle Collectibles was were always dabbling in Jurassic Park, but they were about to release their first 6-scale product, which was the Alan Grant with the Raptor. And then they went out of business, right? So everybody got their refund from Sideshow. But this reminds me a lot of that figure, from the tailoring, from the look. The sculpt is, or the supposed sculpt isn't really clear, but it just reminds me of that figure.
Now, let me show you guys what he's talking about. So tell him what this is.
So this was, again, the prototype for the Chronicle Collectibles version of the figure that went up for pre-order. I'm trying to think when this went up for order. This was years ago. I mean, you could already tell it's a little bit of an older release. Anyway, I think it was, I forget the year, but this went up for pre-order. It was going to be the original inaugural 6-scale launch figure from Chronicle, distributed by Sideshow. And they just went bankrupt, right? So everything got canceled at that point. I had this figure on order with the Raptor. But that's why when I saw that picture, even the tailoring, like the pants, the boots, everything reminded me of this. So it almost seems like, could it be the same thing? Could it be something similar? Could it be improved? Maybe a little improved. But again, if they used AI to touch things up, who knows?
So again, according to the person that was interviewed from Factor Entertainment, this is a figure that's already made.
Right.
Okay. And so is this. Right. So again, according to them, they're both made. Indigo, what do you get? Indigo Gill, whatever he said.
Indigo did the Alan Grant, and he's saying Sean Dabbs is the
right.
The Ian
So
Malcolm,
again,
right?
from Sean Dabbs, this is all we got, with no proof of a head sculpt ever being made. Okay. One argument that I got earlier today was, well, maybe it's not approved. How many times have we seen under any image for years,
pending license
around for
approval.
years? Thank you. Pending for approval. But they show you something. They've always shown you something. Right. Do they have to show you anything? No company has to show you shit. The reason why they show you stuff is to get you excited about what's coming. That's why they all try to be transparent to that respect, to get it out there for people to start sharing. Oh, look, this looks good. This looks like shit. This looks amazing. This looks bad. That's why they share shit.
Right? I'll tell you something else too. Looking at this, that makes me like really question whether it's a real prototype compared to the Rick O'Connell, right? Like the joints here are nicely like hidden. The ones on the wrist, right? These
Correct.
Figures are nicely posed.
Correct.
You're telling me that this is a future product. This looks like it's ready to launch, right? This looks like this is ready to go up for pre-order if it looks this good.
Correct.
And then yet the Rick O'Connell, which is their first product, doesn't even look remotely as good as this. Like even the poses here, even though this is a more casual pose, right? And even though the Alan Grant, right, has the flare in front of him, like you're like, oh man, that's highly posable. But they couldn't do that with their actual first release figure.
Correct.
Like that picture, and we'll talk about it, right? That figure looks like it's barely posable. It doesn't look like it has range.
And it
motion.
looks like shit. That Rick O'Connell looks completely, again, nothing. Again, my gauge is always Hot Toys. Right. Not that every company has to be like Hot Toys, but when we're paying and we're being charged Hot Toys prices,
right,
I can't expect anything less because it's their first product, because they just started, because they're just having a trial. That's not my problem. If you're charging me the same amount of money that Hot Toys charges me for a superb product, why would I give you any slack?
In this day and age, when there's so many companies out there vying for your money as a collector, right? You need to come into this ready to knock it out of the park. When we talk about Yost, right, and that Catwoman, we said he's got to knock that figure out of the park When we see that figure getting unboxed and everything, people have to be extremely impressed because it's his first figure. It was the same thing with InArt, right? Say what you will about the company. They came out with that first Joker with the massive box. It was an experience for people, right? They needed to hit it out of the park.
Correct.
Caustic with their new line, right? They need to hit that crow out of the park for us to basically say, we're going to trust this company and we're going to keep giving them our money.
Correct.
Factory Entertainment is almost like taking this tact. Here's how much this costs. Take it or leave it. And yeah, the figure's not on par at all.
So I'm going to pull up the Rick O'Connell just to show you guys the what do you call it? The differences between something that, again, according to them, is already made,
right,
compared to something that really is already made. Hold on.
And yeah, well, we look at the Rick too. It's because that interview was, look, was it useless? I don't want to say it's useless, but it gives you insight into the way that
fucking useless.
No, but it gives you insight into the way the company is thinking. And
well,
it's not a positive thing, right? It exposes something.
Correct.
Right.
That's why this is titled this, because it exposes the type of crap that they're talking about. Hold on. I'm trying to find. Here you go. Here we go. I just want to make sure that I have this up. Here we go. Beautiful. Hold on.
And you know what, guys? While he's looking at that, I'll bring up something from the interview, because I think it goes back to the conversation we had about caustic plastic. And this is why I like caustic. Same interview, Fabio 2.0, right? Fabio 2.0 came out and he said, we're not looking to be Hot Toys. Hot Toys is here. You know, we're here. We're trying. We're going to try our best, right? There was a humility to that person that makes you want for them to succeed. The guy from Factory Entertainment, not that he's a bad guy, but one of the statements he made that immediately caught my attention is he's like, people can trust us because we've been in the collectible business for 15 years.
I'm glad you brought
say
that up.
And then my question, and then he even says, though, he's like, well, 15 years in props, not in 6 scale. And it's like, well, 6 scale is a totally different animal. So you can't just say, well, we've been in the industry, so we know what we're doing.
Correct.
And that kind of mindset is like, it's not the best, because it's like almost like, yeah, we need to learn, but we don't have, you know, but we're still going to do what we need to do. And you know what, keeping in line with that. And again, not that I'm giving, you know, Nefty's guy Yost a shout out here, but he was asked, you know, with Jazz Inc. starting to crank out their own figures and doing all this research, are you leaning on them for some of these other figures that you're doing, like do a collaboration, learn from their experience? And the guy said, no, we're doing our own thing, right? So it felt very much like they've got their path set. They're going to do what they're going to do.
Right. And it is what it is, pretty much.
It is what it is. That's what it felt like a little bit.
Right. So guys, I pulled up here Factory Entertainment's website. As you can see, right, if you scroll through their products, it's literally all props. Okay. So now obviously they have this for sale, you know, the first 1/6 scale figure. And obviously they added that. But as you can see, they've never made a 1/6 scale figure ever. Okay.
Right.
Now, this is their final product, right? It looks like at least it's up for pre-order, so it's going to look somewhat like this, right? We saw these pictures already. Here they go again, right? A little bit closer up. You're going to tell me that this, okay? Let me get it close.
The figure looks barely posable, and then
it looks stiff.
Look at the joints, right? Look at the forearms.
Right.
It looks like a cheap, typical old body.
Look at this. Let me just show you this. You're going to tell me, okay, that they're this professional with this prototype, okay, that apparently, again, according to the guy, it's already made, but you're going to tell me that a final product is going to have the ball joint sticking out like this? What are we talking about here?
Right. If you're trying to make an impression, right, then you should have launched the the Jurassic Park figures, if those are the prototypes, if those are the legit prototypes, you should have launched those first.
Correct.
Because compared to this,
Correct.
no. And even
So-
one of the things I noticed too, the fabric on the shirt, it looks so thick.
Right.
It reminds me of those older Sideshow figures where, things were thicker, the material, because they couldn't get down to that scale. And sure, they're saying like the holster and the entire contraption is true leather, but it looks oversized. It doesn't even look like it drapes well on the body. Whereas look at this, right? The material looks thin. It looks that's the thing. It's like if you have a prototype this good, you should not have launched with what you did.
Correct. Exactly.
And then when you look at the other figures that they tease, right? The Jaws figures, which I was super excited about, the Battlestar Galactica figures too. Those all look very similar to the Rick O'Connell from the tailoring and everything. These two Jurassic Park figures look different.
Now,
and that's the other telling sign for me.
Another thing real quickly. As you can see, the single joint right here.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to tell me that body is somehow going to be completely different than this body when they're supposed to have the same exact build? They're both skinny guys, right? Nobody's muscular. Nobody's jacked up. Nobody's cut up, right? So why wouldn't they use the same bodies? You're going to tell me this body looks that much more different than this? Why?
Right.
It's most likely as a final product, it's going to be the exact same body. I can guarantee you that.
And here's the thing, right? We all know it. Usually from prototype to final product, there's a little bit of a degradation, right? There's a little bit.
Correct.
Because it's mass produced and everything. So if the prototype already looks like that, what can we expect from the final?
Correct.
You
So
know?
again, another reason why I will always stand on the fact that nothing has been made from Jurassic Park physically, period. I don't care what they say. I don't care what anybody thinks. There is no proof of it. And again, an example that how are you going to have something like this and at the same time claim that something a billion times better is available?
Right.
It ain't going to happen. Again, you could swallow it all you want. It ain't going to happen. So now let's get started with point number 1 of the stream. So let me pull up the very first point that we got here. So we got interview and avoiding legit chat questions. So what I said earlier, okay? And again, I didn't watch the interview. I was sent certain clips, again, of him stating these are teaser images. AI was used for light up and blah, blah, blah. But this is an actual prototype that was made. Again, no proof of that. It's just what he said. You want to believe it? That's your problem. There is no proof of anything. Okay? Head sculpt hasn't been shown, hasn't been made. You want to sit there and go, well, maybe it wasn't approved. That has nothing to do with them showing you a product that they're waiting for approval. Happens all the time. Okay? Again, they don't have to show you shit. They usually do, though, to get you excited about what's coming, to show you how good it looks, to show you, what they did and what could potentially be the final product because they're waiting for approval. Anyway, this channel done it with plenty of companies, Jazz Inc. being one of them. Now we got Factory Entertainment. What does he do? Like I said, people support him. The collecting community supports him because he is the vessel between a company and the collectors in this community. Okay? So if that is your shtick, that is what you do, that is what you bring to this community, right? Bringing these companies, because these companies don't go on everybody's show, on everybody's channel besides Jazz Inc., right? Besides InArt, because he does it with InArt too. Wouldn't you, as the YouTuber, right, bringing these companies closer to your collector supporters, right, to your less is more collectors, right? Wouldn't you want to, and then you yourself claim to be some collector, right? But for some reason, you are always looking out for two things. Number one, your pocket, okay? And number two, the company, not the collectors that support you, not the community that you claim to be a part of. No, neither one of those. It's your pocket and the company. And I'm going to explain why I'm saying this and why, again, I don't say shit without proof. You guys could go look at any interview he has ever done. Interview avoiding legit chat questions. For some reason, there's always a fear coming from this channel, this interviewer. When somebody, again, a collector in this community has a legit question about the product, for some reason, he doesn't ask questions, number one. And when somebody has a question that is a good, legitimate question regarding the product that is being talked about, he won't ask it. He'll completely avoid it. Why is that? Why is that a thing for that channel constantly? So my 2 points: protecting his pocket, protecting the company. Why protecting his pocket? He does not want to ruffle any feathers regarding any company. Why? Because that's all he has to offer this community is these interviews that are useless anyway, because you're not letting, not only are you not asking shit, but you're not letting the questions from the people that support your channel and people that watch your channel, you don't ask these questions for them, right? If you don't want to ask it, cool. All right, I don't want to come off like an asshole, and I want these people to come back on my channel so I can make money. There's your pocket. Fine, don't ask it. Hey, I have a question from so and so. You know, they want to know blah blah blah. But even that you don't do. Out of fear that you're gonna upset the company, God knows why. If they're there offering their, you know, their company's information and their company's product, why are questions not allowed? What is the problem? What is the fear? Again, you're the vessel of bringing these collectors to talk about these companies with the company directly. You don't even let them ask questions. You definitely don't ask the question. What is this fear? So now, number 2, protecting the company. You don't want to make the company upset with whatever type of questions you think is going to upset them. So guess what do? Oh, I don't want to get into that because I don't want to ruffle any feathers. So let me just skip through all the good questions, all the legit questions that people, you know, that my following collectors have, that the people that love my channel have, right? People that may be really, really interested in 1/6 scale, Jurassic Park or you know, anything like that. No, God forbid I ask any questions. I don't want to make anybody upset, so they can keep coming back on my channel so I can keep making money off of these retards that I don't even stand for, right? Because if you're supposed to be a collector, you should be looking out for the collecting community that watches you, right? Not a company. A company doesn't make your money. It's the viewers, the retards watching your shit 24/7, not the company. The company doesn't watch you. The company's there to promote their product. And because you have a following, that's why they're there. Okay, and then you just happen to benefit from that. But to throw everybody under the bus over your own pocket, that is disgusting. Remember, you're supposed to be a collector, according to you. Why would you not be on the side of the collector and say, guys, you know, we have all these questions for you. What about if you get upset? Then why are you upset? Why are you promoting a product that can't handle questions? Makes absolutely no sense. And again, it's not just factory entertainment. It happens with InArt. It happens with Jost. It happens with Jazz. It happens all the time. So if you're not looking out for the collecting community, who are you looking out for? If your own followers, your own viewers can't ask the question that you're afraid to ask, and you can't just put it up on the screen, what are we doing here? What, so you're just there to glaze the company and, oh, they're great, they're perfect, they're amazing. Guys, buy this garbage. You can't ask shit, though, because we don't want to upset them. And then, you know, if they're upset, then they'll never come back here, and then I can't make my money. The fuck are we talking about? So don't claim you're a collector. Don't claim you're for the community, because you're not at all. You've never been. You're too afraid. That's why I don't have these interviews on my shit, because if they get upset over me asking a fucking legit question, you're not made for this. to sit there lying to people. Oh, everything's amazing. Everything's great. Oh, Inner's the best. It's garbage, all of it. And anybody watching that shit, you're a fucking asshole too. Because clearly he don't give a fuck about you. You're not even allowed to ask fucking questions. Why? What's the fear? What's the problem? Why can't you ask a question? Hey, they're making a fucking product that I want. Why can't I ask a fucking question? Why can't you read my question out loud? What's the fear? What's going to happen? They're going to punch you in your face for asking a question? I don't understand what the fear is. People are interested in this product. You bring these companies on your shit to have these collectors ask questions, or is that not the fucking point? Am I fucking going crazy here? But they're not even allowed to ask a question because you're afraid of the company getting upset for whatever reason. So no transparency whatsoever as any other YouTuber out here, because they're all the same fucking shit. They're all fucking glaze, all these companies. It's never about the collector. It's never about the community. You don't represent the community. You're not for the community if you can't even let them ask legit questions. If you can't even ask legit questions on behalf of the collecting community that's going to be putting out their pocket money and their hard work money for these fucking plastic pieces of shit. So, again, worried about himself 24/7, not worried about the community at all. Just come buy this garbage. Don't ask questions. Shut the fuck up. We don't want to upset the company. Just buy it. Yes, everything's great. Everything's perfect. Everything's amazing. Just buy it. That's not how this works. So if all you have to offer is types of interviews, you shouldn't be doing them. They don't help anybody. Everything's positive. Everything's great. Everything. That's bullshit. Again, I will never understand where this fear comes from. I will never understand what the problem is asking questions. Me as a collector, that's why I don't get these interviews. Because I would be grilling the company. This, that, the rolling eyes, this, why don't you have this? If we're paying this much, what justifies this price point for this garbage? What are you making your own bodies? Why are we getting single jointed bodies in 2026? Why is this? Why is this? Fucking questions. If you can't handle it, why are you here promoting garbage? I can't. Anyway, Rudy, go ahead. So no. Interviewing, avoiding legit questions.
Yeah, because I think everything you said was kind of right on the money. Because one thing, look, and I think we've seen a lot of these interviews, it immediately goes to if you're paying for a super chat, right, that gets read, right? If you're a channel member, that gets read as well. But what I noticed, because I was watching the replay, but I was watching it with the live chat, people were asking legitimate questions of the company that deserve to be asked. And I know we're going to get into it in a little bit, but one of them was, again, why are you using such antiquated technology? Like you mentioned, the rolling eyes, the seamless arms, right? And I noticed that the interviewer would jump over that question. And then the person would reiterate the question. So he'd ask the softball questions, which are, oh, are you thinking about doing the A-team license? Are you thinking about doing this? Are you thinking about doing that? But whenever somebody asked legitimate questions, right, and he would say, what about rolling eyes? And the guy would give him kind of a BS answer, or at least I thought it was, and he just move on, right? And then the seamless arms, the guy also gave him an answer that I didn't think was, and I'm not going into the details because we're going to touch on them in a little bit, but the chat would then respond with evidence to kind of counter this person. And again, they would jump over that comment and just jump over to the are you going to do this? Are you going to do this? The typical ones, right? Which they can't argue about. And meanwhile, as I'm listening to this, my big thing is the biggest issue that all these YouTubers have with Hot Toys has always been lack of communication and lack of transparency, right? They're like, oh, Hot Toys just does whatever they want. When InArt started coming out, Caustic, now Figure Entertainment or Factory Entertainment, right? The whole idea is look at how transparent they're being, how collaborative they're being. But part of that collaboration is they should be trying to accept feedback from the community. And if you're not giving the community that, if you're not letting the community give them that feedback, then it's kind of like, okay, what's the point of them being on the channel if they're not going to have those comments or have you raise those concerns?
Right. What's the point then? What's the point?
Right. So it's basically a big advertisement thing. And look, I watch them too because I want to know what's going on. I like the licenses, so I want to know what they have planned. But when you hear something like that, when there's an opportunity to maybe have somebody right the ship a little bit and somebody say, oh, you guys really want this? Maybe we'll take a look at it. Right. Instead, it's like you're not bringing these points to the attention of the company, and then they're releasing this product thinking, oh, this is what people want, right? You have a forum that's available to you, and you're not asking those questions that might give the company some feedback. And I did read, because I was following it up, because again, right, IPs, Mummy, Jurassic Park, Jaws, Battlestar Galactica, Knight Rider, Airwolf, they're all IPs that I'm interested in. So this company could have a ton of my money if they really wanted to, right? If they really deliver good product, solid product. And one of the things that, we're all excited about that, but you're not giving them that feedback. You're not letting people ask the right questions, and then you're letting them put out product that is really subpar, right? So for me, that was the big thing. It was again, there were definitely questions there. And what I saw the comment was, they had him on there and people were being rude. So that's why the questions weren't asked. And having read through the comments, I could tell you, I don't think they were being rude. I think they were asking legitimate, tough questions. And look, that's part of the interviewer's job, right? If there's a question that pops up,
absolutely, that's what I'm saying.
Well, rephrase it. If it's a little, rude to your guest, well, rephrase it. But ask
give me an example of what would have been considered rude. Give me an example. Because I don't know how you can ask about a toy and be.
I think somebody said your prototype looks like it's a 2004 Sideshow product.
Right.
How are you comparing it to in 2026 when we have all these companies doing these things? How are you kind of justifying that? I think that was a legitimate question.
Right. That's not rude.
And it was skipped over.
No. And here's the thing. There's nothing rude about my opinion.
Right.
Looking at this product and thinking, this looks old as hell. Why does this look so, like you said, antiquated? Why does it look so, just so out of time?
Right.
How is that rude? That's how somebody who's a potential customer, why can't I say that?
Or
whose
even
feelings are going to be hurt?
Right. Or even the sculpt, right? And the interviewer did ask this question because somebody said, will the sculpt be improved for the final product? And Factory Entertainment responded, no, this is what we're getting. And then he had a comment. He's like, people don't like the sculpt, which goes into another point we're going to talk about. But, that would have been the opportunity for the interviewing saying, there have been people that have complained about the paint applications, this, that. But instead they let it kind of drop, which to me was, look, if you're going to have this company and the guy is asking a question, people don't like the sculpt, that's the opportunity to say people are questioning certain aspects about it, right? You can be polite about it. Right. And what I also didn't like is looking over the comments later on after the stream had been done. The interviewer took a kind of hands-off approach where people were saying, I don't know how he could have responded like this or how the Factory Entertainment said this. And the interviewer posted a response saying, don't shoot the messenger. Basically absolving themselves of any responsibility.
Inner John 2.0.
But it's basically like saying, look, I just brought the guy on to say what he was going to say. Don't get mad at me if you didn't agree with it. But it's like you had an opportunity there to follow up and you didn't. And to me, I don't think that's rude. I didn't think the questions posed were rude or nasty. I think they were legitimate concerns that this was a great forum to bring it up to that company's attention. And unfortunately,
and that's the thing. It's every interview with any company,
right?
Not just that one. It's like you mentioned, Caustic. He's interviewed Caustic.
Right.
He's interviewed Jazz Inc. They're all useless.
Right. What I'll tell you though for Caustic, and this is more now a testament to the company. Caustic shows up with stuff to present.
Right.
They show up with information.
Right.
Right. And like the silicone bodies that they're doing, right? They show up with things and they'll tell you, I can't do this for this and this reason. right? So I
So
feel
they're
like
more involved. They're more involved.
I
with
feel
their
like
own
like
company.
like part of it is the interviewer, part of it is also the company, which is why Factory
Absolutely,
Entertainment didn't really deliver for me,
they weren't
because
prepared.
Caustic comes in and they're like, we wanted to do this, but we can't do it for this and this reason. We wanted to do this, we can't. He's more prepared for these,
Right.
right? And I think it's a testament to how into the product he is.
Correct.
Right. That again, very humble, but he's kind of coming with information. Whereas Factory Entertainment, it was twofold. The interviewer didn't ask the hard follow-up questions, and Factory Entertainment themselves had a bunch of issues that they weren't either prepared to address, or they were like, it is what it is.
We have Talia here. Guys, hit the like button, please. There's 24 of you guys in here. Thank you guys for being here. We got Talia says at least Effie are open about it. I think that was the problem with Inner. They immediately claimed to be at least as good as Hot Toys. We got Night Watch. Welcome, my friend. How are you? Hello! We got, let's see who else. Guys, hit the like button, please, if you haven't. 33 likes. Thank you, everybody who hit the like button. To be fair, I don't work hard for the money. Send me something. Paul, how are you, my friend? I feel like long time. Let's see. If you register for Satchel Birthday Bash, you're eligible to enter. Oh, look at that, guys! Don't forget to register. Check your email because they sent it to you. All right. I think he got stuck on that. So, again, like I said, as the YouTuber who is apparently a collector as well, shouldn't you be looking out for your followers, for your viewers, for your fellow collectors in the community, not licking the company's ass, not protecting the company's feelings only because you think it's going to hurt your pocket, and only because you're worried about yourself, only because you're selfish, only because you want to just portray this image in this community that you're clearly not? Right? I will never understand how people could enjoy stuff like this. I'm not saying come watch me instead. I don't give a fuck. But it's like, why are you wasting your time? What are you supporting? What are you getting? What is your benefit out of supporting a channel that don't even give a shit about any questions that you may have about a product that you may be interested in? How is that good? How does that benefit anybody? To sit there watching, again, you're trying to learn about the company. Hey, I have a question. What about this? Oh, fuck you and your question. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. The fuck is that? Anyway, you won't see Hot Toys doing interviews like that. They don't need to. They've been around so long. They don't need to.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why we are fans of Hot Toys. I don't
the
need
product speaks for itself.
Correct. I don't need an interview from Hot Toys. And again, even before, right, years ago, for a lot of you guys weren't around for this. From the very beginning, they were always the best at the time. Their figures compared to now, their old figures look like shit. We went over that Neo, that original Neo, complete garbage, right? Look at that Kyle Reese, right? Compared to what the type of head sculpts we get now. Those were the best at the time.
But that's the thing, right? They were the best at the time.
Correct. They've always been the best at the time. They're the best right now.
Right.
At the time, they've always been the best. They've always been the best. Right? So from being around that long, I don't need an interview from Hot Toys. I already know what I'm getting. I already know the product. I've been collecting it for a long time. Why do these companies do interviews? They do interviews to promote their product. They're hoping that they go on a channel with a big following for people to watch this shit and get into whatever product, whatever figure, whatever character, whatever it is. The point is that the YouTuber who is supposed to be a collector, because remember, everybody who YouTubes is a collector. They don't buy shit. They sell everything, but they're all collectors apparently. But when it comes down to looking out for your fellow collectors in this community, you do not give a shit because your pocket comes first. The company's feelings come first before your following, before your followers, before your viewers. No, I'm not going to pull up your question because I don't want the company to get upset. The fuck are you talking about? So what is the point of this? For your YouTube money? That's obvious. So when people claim to be a certain type of person, I'm a collector, this is what I'm trying to expose. That it has nothing to do with this community. They're all worried about themselves. They don't care about nobody. They will lie to your face to make YouTube money. I've been pointing it out forever. And people go defend this bullshit. As if it was somewhat. But that they lie to you, they can't even ask a question on your behalf to a company that's on the stream. Why? Shouldn't he be looking out for his viewers, the collector community? Isn't that who's going to be buying this shit anyway? Why protect the company's feelings? Oh, that's right, because then I keep making YouTube money if they don't want to come back on my stream. So I got to kiss that ass and lick those balls so they could come back. As many times there's a new product, hey, come back on my stream and talk about it so I can make YouTube money. Fuck the viewers, fuck the collectors. We're going to make sure that it's smooth and happy, and you're happy by the end of it. So you could always come back. It's bullshit. It's garbage. It's trash. It's pathetic. Because they don't have to. No, they don't have. Nobody has to do anything. But when they choose to do it, is to promote their product. Right? Hot Toys doesn't need to do that. Their product speaks for itself. We already know what we're getting. Again, if you've been around long enough, you already know that Hot Toys is the best. Period. It's that simple. A new company, again, understandable. You want to come promote and have people look at your shit and what it's coming and what's coming in the future and what it's about, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't have somebody asking questions or allowing people to ask questions to the company, what are we doing? The George Hooper is so bad. The proportions are terrible. No love with the head co-founders are supposed to do Michael Knight to go with Jazz and Kid, but so far I have no faith. Everything's going to be trash. Just look at the Rick. Going to be trash. Rocco Man Chris, welcome. Hello. It's weird watching someone trash Mafia when he's been nothing but real. I guess it's good your numbers stay low so no one really sees his nonsense. Yeah, he's been real. Look, I'm glad that you're real. I'm glad you're happy about that realness. They don't even look out for your stupid ass. You fucking
asshole. To comment on that. Look, okay, he's got the interview, right? But I'm like, it's easy when it's somebody that's prepared. It's easy when you've got companies that come in prepared a little bit, right? But when you've got a company that's new to the market and you've got a company where people are asking legit questions, I think it's an issue if you don't follow up.
Correct. Again, because it's not about that. It's about me making money on YouTube and me making sure that the company's happy, and that's it. Fuck everybody else. That's what it is. That's the real.
And for me, the thing is,
that's the real.
The thing is, if the whole selling point is you're gonna have transparency, and this company is gonna engage with the community, then let it engage with the community, either positive or negative.
Thank you. Correct.
Right. That's the thing. And again, when it's a company that's prepared, that's pretty easy. That's pretty nice, right? I'm gonna flag Caustic again because that guy's prepared. But when it's a company like this one that's coming into the community for the first time, launching a thing, and your viewers are asking questions, I think you should follow up.
Period. It's very simple. Again, who are you protecting? Why can't you ask a question about a product? Why are you afraid of somebody getting upset?
Right.
What's the fear? What is the fear? What are you afraid of? What's going to happen? Oh, they may not come back, so I can't make that YouTube money anymore? Because that's what it seems like.
Right.
Nobody gets a question. Caustic don't get a hard question. Jazz Inc. don't get a hard question. Obviously, we've seen Jazz Inc. get upset with questions from the viewers live. Like,
but you know what? I'll even give Jazz Inc. credit for that, because he'll literally see the comment and he's like, you know what? I'm going to engage. He's like, I'm going to answer that question. Even if the interviewer won't bring up the hard question, he sees it in the chat and he'll address it. So say what you will about Jazz Inc.
Right,
don't know
but it's emotional. It's emotional. He'll address it, but it's emotional. Ron says, I don't know how Jazz Inc. figures will come out, but at least It feels like they're trying to push themselves to try and compete. I'm not seeing that from this company. No, there's no competition. You can't, you have all these companies literally using Sean Dabbs for their stuff. What competition are you doing?
But you know
Everybody's
what?
be on the same level. You know what
But
I mean?
I agree with Ron. I don't get the sense. I think that the product's overpriced by a lot.
So we're gonna
right?
let's get to the second topic before
Yeah.
we so here we go. So leveraging 15 years as a collecting company. So like I mentioned earlier, like I brought up their website, right? It's all props. It's always been
Right.
props. Here it is. This is the very first 1/6 scale figure that they show. But if you go on their, as soon as you get to their main page, as you can see, right, this is the first shot now. And then you got Battlestar Galactica, you got props, you got props, you got props, you got props, so it's all props, right? So what exactly was said that you thought this was an important point?
Well, I think he brought up a comment. He said, "You guys can trust us because we've been in the collector's market for 15 years, doing props and everything." And he did say, making props has its own challenges that we're learning the 6 scale community has. But he's kind of leveraging the fact that he's like, most companies don't even make it to 15 years in this market, and it's like, yeah, but at the same time, you're entering the 6 scale community now for the first time, and it's like, just because you've been successful in the past with this other market, it doesn't mean you're going to be successful with the 6 scale in the 6 scale game. So I thought that was important, because I think that's also speaks to one of the other points, which is it's almost like they're committed now to following the path that they've set for themselves. Right. And I think even to the point that was made earlier about how Factory's going to do the Michael Knight figure, right? They were asked, is Jazz Inc. going to help you with the Michael Knight figure? And they said, no, we already started that one. So it's kind of, the boat has sailed, the ship has sailed. So again, doesn't sound like a company that's willing to really hear comments. Or
right, they're minding their own business. They're doing whatever they want to do.
They're doing what they're doing, and it's like, we'll take it or leave it. That's what
now go back. Let's go back to Ron's point. So Ron says, I don't know how the Jazz Inc. figures will come out, but at least it feels like they're trying to push themselves to try and compete. I'm not seeing this from this company. So go ahead. What do you agree with?
No, so I think say what you will about Yost. I think he's trying to make. I get the feeling he's trying to make a good product. I hope he delivers. Right, I really do, because
what are the signs? What are the signs? What signs do you have to say he's trying to make a good product, when we know, and we've talked about plenty,
right,
that what he's making already, 2 Catwoman figures, right? 2 Catwoman figures are a Fison, which is the easiest way to do anything, with a Sean Dabbs head sculpt. Where from that combination do you get they're looking to make a good product? They're not making their own bodies. They're not going out of the way to make anything proprietary when it comes to Jazz Inc. They're not looking to make anything original. Where do you get that they're looking to make a good product?
Well, I think I kind of disagree. I think with the sculpts that he's showing, whether they're going to turn out, and look, I'm not saying they have to be Hot Toys quality, right? But I think what we've seen is he's gone through multiple iterations with Sean Dabbs, right? He's shown the different sculpts. He's like, look, these are the 5 or 6 or 8 different sculpts. Yeah, there's a little indecisiveness there, but to me, when you're going through all that, right, and you're showing people, because if there's transparency, at least in what he's doing, he's showing you like the unpainted sculpts, the painted sculpts. He's showing you all that, right? He's showing you the material he's trying to pick to make it thin. Now, whether you agree like posability is going to be affected because of realism, it's another point, but he's trying. Like, this guy came out, and when he was asked about the sculpt, the question was, what people don't like the sculpt? What do you mean? And to me, that was like a big thing, right? Like, I think Jazz also understands the market in the sense that they've got the Hot Toys products. They're seeing the Hot Toys products. They're seeing what's out in the market right now. And that's something where I think the guy from Factory Entertainment, I think he did a bad job showing that he knows what the market has right now.
Now explain your view of their looking to compete against who?
I think they're just looking. listen, I don't think he's looking to be Hot Toys.
Right. So
I
competing,
really don't. But I think
competing
he's
in what
looking to.
sense?
But I think he's looking to put out a good product that people are going to want to buy. So he's looking to be competitive in the market where people have limited funds. And I think he's trying to get your money, which is what he should be doing as a businessman. And I think he's trying to put out a product that's going to make people want to dish out their money for it.
So does
Right?
that make it that the quality of the product will be great, or does that make it that the line and the character he's making is going to be wanted?
I think it's both. I think he has a sense, and obviously this is all conjecture until we see people getting the figures in hand.
But you don't need to though. Like for example, what is so amazing? Let's do the 66 Catwoman, for example, because we don't know anything about the Batman Returns Catwoman.
Right.
What is so incredible and amazing and out of this world from that 66 that in your mind you go, oh, he's competing with so-and-so?
Well, I don't think he's competing, right? But he's putting out an IP there that people want, right? That's been underserved until this moment. And people want the 66, right? We got the Hot Toys Batman and Robin 66. He did the Batmobile for a reason. And I think he's putting out the figures because people want them.
Right.
But there's a thing, and I think we're going to go back to factory entertainment. People wanting something and people willing to pay for something. I think some people will do it no matter what. I think I'm guilty of that to a degree. But I think at the price he's charging, he's trying to give you a figure that's going to meet your needs, your IP needs that you're going to want. And I think he's trying to give you a figure that you're going to be happy with, that you're going to think matches at least what other companies in that price, in that market are doing. That's where I think he's trying to, I don't think he's trying to compete in the sense of he wants to be top dog, but I think he wants to give you a product that's going to make people
when you say compete, that's what it sounds like. You know what I mean?
Like right, but I think he's trying to be, it's a competitive market, period. Right? Let's be honest. Hot Toys is releasing so many figures a week, right? A year. On top of that, you do have InArt releasing one figure every couple of months, right? But then you've got other companies. You got Damn Toys, you've got 3-0 putting out product, right? You've got tons of companies in the space. There's only limited amount of money. So when I say compete, I think he's got to compete for that money, right?
Well, no, absolutely.
Part of it is the license.
No, you're right when it comes to that, right? He's got to compete for that money, absolutely. But you made it sound like, he's trying to compete with products like, like for example, like a Hot Toys, or he's trying to compete with like InArt or even 3-0, anything like that. I don't think it's that at all.
But I think to a degree, and this is where I think he's setting himself apart from factory entertainment, and I think Caustic is in the same boat. They recognize what the collectors are expecting, right? They're I think even if it's begrudgingly, like the rolling eyes, I think he was like, well, and now he's kind of like changing his tune because that's what's become the norm from other companies, from Hot Toys, InArt, third party, right? Third party's doing rolling eyes. If third party's doing rolling eyes and you have a licensed company not doing them, it's not a good
look at Stallone Shop. Same thing.
Right.
Same thing. They make complete garbage product and he swears like it's the hottest shit in the world.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Right. But that's where to Ron's point, I think Yost is starting to understand that the community has certain expectations of that product. And I think we're going to get something. I think he has to. And I think that's why you've seen some delays with the Catwoman. I think he wants to make sure it's the best product he can deliver, because he knows if he doesn't deliver something, people are going to immediately say, I'm not spending this much money on his stuff anymore.
But what do you think, if that's the case, right? Again, you're assuming you're not.
I'm assuming, yeah.
No, nobody knows anything. But if that's the case, if it's delayed to give us the best product, what do you think the delay is?
It could be there's an issue with some tailoring. There's an issue with, the way the sculpt sits. Who knows? It could be anything, right? But I think the fact that he's delaying it speaks volumes. And I say that because Factory Entertainment is not delaying their product, right? They launched this subpar prototype, and they're like, here, guys, take a look, right? And they're like, it's going to be ready to be delivered like Q3, Q4 of this year.
Now let's apply that logic to because again, it's not the first thing they've delayed. Look
Right.
at the back computer, right? Mike took something like 3 to 5 years to get that shit.
Right.
So what would your thought be about that on that when you're saying the possible reason why it's delayed is because it's supposed to be he's trying to make it the best. What would be a reason for delaying a back computer 5 years?
Well, right, he couldn't get the screens to work. He was having issues with the technology.
Is that what he said? I don't know.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
I think the screens were a big issue. So he was trying to get the cycling images right in a miniature kind of thing. So, look, I think the guy, whether you like his product, whether you like his price point or not, I think there's some pride. He takes a lot of pride in his work. And I think maybe
I would never say that. And I don't know how you can say that when your customers are getting vehicles in the shape that I got mine in. You saw other people got theirs in. People got replacement, and the replacement was worse than the original. So how can there be any pride when you're sending shit out like that? I don't know.
I'm not saying there haven't been issues, because I think I reviewed the 22 Batmobile I got from him, right? And for me, no major issues. I told you though, and I said it in my review, I think the engine that he put together for that thing, beautiful.
For which one?
For the 22 Batmobile.
Okay.
Right. I thought the engine was striking. Like, that is a beautiful piece of 6-scale engineering manufacturing there, what he did with that.
Right.
The rest of the car, a little disappointing. Right. And I said it. There's nothing inherently wrong. There's definitely some things that I don't like with the way the wheels work.
Right.
I just didn't think it was worth the money. Right. And that was my personal issue. It's not that I had a major issue with, there were some inaccuracies with the car, but it was just when you have it in hand, I didn't think it was worth the $1,800, $2,000.
Which is what I've always said about everything they make.
Right.
I love my BVS. I love my 66. That is not worth $1,300, $1,500. None of it is.
Right.
And
I think that's the thing with his figures, right? He's definitely priced them at a high point. But I think as opposed to vehicles, here's the thing, right? We've gotten vehicles from Hot Toys, right? We've gotten the DeLorean. Now we're getting the DeLorean from Blitzway, right? We've gotten the Ecto ones from Blitzway, right? We've gotten some vehicles already in 6 scale. But I think he really doesn't have much competition when it comes to vehicles at this point.
Correct.
At this scale.
And the fact that that's the case, he has no competition with vehicles and they still come out like shit. Where's the pride? I would understand if he's like, yo, my shit's got to be perfect because somebody else is making this shit.
Right.
But he doesn't care because nobody else is. He's got no competition with vehicles.
But I think when it comes to 6-scale figures, it's a totally different animal there, because you have other companies that are vying for your money. And I think if I'm
talking about the pride aspect of it.
Well,
you know
but
I mean?
see, I think, look, I think he takes pride. I think he thinks he's delivering a good product. And I think whether or not what you get in hand is matching his expectations or what he thinks he's delivering, I think that's the question at hand. I don't think it's about he doesn't take pride in his work. I think he genuinely thinks I'm delivering this beautiful vehicle. And then when people start questioning it, that's, to your point, he gets very defensive.
Yeah,
right. Because I think he thinks he's delivered a knockout product, and when people start criticizing it, he gets defensive.
Yeah, I mean, I would never think that at all. For you to be, thinking, for you to assume that your product is the best thing, and somebody criticizes it and you get upset. If I take pride in my shit, I'd be like, all right, guys, you know what? I got to make it better. I got to improve in this. Thank you for the feedback. Not get upset and be like, oh, what the fuck you talking about? You know what I mean? Like that. That is an emotional thing. That has nothing to do with pride. Pride more like ego, right? Not pride in like I'm making a good thing. More like my ego was hurt. Let me fucking
Look. I think we're gonna know once we get that first figure in hand. Once people get that Catwoman in hand,
right?
That's where we're gonna know, is he legit or are there tons of issues and we're gonna have a problem. Look at J&D, right? J&D came out basically saying they want all your money, and they had to recall that first Joker because people were like, this is garbage for the amount of money they're charging for it, right?
Yep.
So that was a failure to launch, and I don't think J&D is going to recover from that unless you've got some idiots that just want to spend a ton of money, right?
Well, they already that Two-Face double pack looks incredible.
Yeah, but look at the Harry Potter, and everybody knows I collect that from InArt. I had the J&D the one with the Quidditch uniform on order.
Mhm.
And first of all, the amount of money they were charging, I was like, all right, maybe. Then I saw the sculpt. I'm like, no way. Doesn't look good. And then they wanted to charge me, I think, $180, $200 for shipping of a little 6-scale figure. I was like, no, I'm done. Absolutely not. I'll lose my NRD, but I'm not paying for that, right? So to me, J&D had a major failure to launch. And I think Yoast is going to want to avoid that at all costs. But going back to Factory Entertainment, I think they've fallen into that trap where I don't think they're avoiding it at all. I think they've got major issues that I don't know at this point if they're going to be able to recover from it.
We got Jungle in the house. Time. Let me catch up with you guys. Another one bites the dust. Yes, they're real out there. Like, don't come in here talking bullshit. You don't know what you're fucking talking about. My numbers are low. You want to know why my numbers are low? Because I don't sit here bullshitting, lying to fucking idiots like you. Talking about Innard is good. That's why my numbers are low. I don't need to kiss anybody's ass to have retards in here talking bullshit about the lies. That's why my numbers are low. I am proud of my numbers. That's why your stupid ass is here watching me anyway, because you're a fucking loser. Okay? Fuck out of here. Nightwatch says, Jazzy gets convinced me to purchase 68 Batmobile coming in May, but has not convinced me to purchase any figure yet. Well, there's no prototype to be convinced by.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's fair.
Listen, I'm in the same boat. If their first couple of figures are hits and I think they're good, I may give them a chance with a figure down the line if they have a license that I'm interested in.
Yeah, the moment you do
now.
The moment you do that, let me know so I can block you. We got Dave. Where's Dave? Dave, welcome. How are you? David. What is I got extra cash. I'm a little bored. What figure should I buy? David,
not the figure entertainment one.
What is this Seacliff barbecue that I'm seeing? Are you gonna be sending me some? I think you offered me barbecue 3 years ago? 42 watching, 40 likes. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button. Welcome to the jungle. Yeah, no, like, don't come in here talking shit, you fucking loser. So now our next point, taking a we know best approach. So explain what he said that
I think it's the same thing, right? And we kind of touched on it with the Michael Knight. You know, I think again, Yoast is doing a lot of research, right? Whether you think he's going to deliver or not, right, to be determined. But he was told, you know, there are other companies.
One second. Question with the research. Remember, one of his comments was, well, the delayed post was, we're going to be delaying the Catwoman 12 to 16 weeks because of the fact that we're trying out 13 bodies. Okay, so this is, right. Would you take, is that a serious thing? You take that seriously, or what do you think that comment means?
No, I think maybe I don't know what it means. I mean, I think if you take it literally,
where would you assume 13 bodies are coming from?
I don't know, 13 different Fisons, right? I mean,
exactly. So, and you know that Fisons are not all the same.
Right.
You know that there is small-breasted, medium-breasted, large-breasted, extra-large-breasted, super-sized, double humongous.
Right.
So even if there are 13 different Fisons, he knows you know that he's not trying all 13 because they're all not going to be accurate to her body to begin with.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. So you just mentioned research, and it just brought me back to him saying this.
Look. And I'm going to tell you the other comment. I was going to save it for another one, but some of these are going to be duplicates when we go through them. His other thing that he said in regard to the rolling eyes, right? He said, is that a thing? Do people really like that? And it's like, if you are familiar with the 6-scale world right now, you know that rolling eyes are everywhere. Every company's doing it. So to me, that was they're not even bothering looking at what other companies are there. And he made a comment too saying, I can't afford, I haven't been able to afford one of those figures with the rolling eyes, which to me too, listen, and every company does their own thing. We know Jazz Inc. has Hot Toys product in hand, right? We know it. He's mentioned it. He's shown Hot Toys figures that he has in hand for his vehicles. To me, if you're getting into this game, I would think you do research on what other people are doing.
Correct.
And you'd say, you know what? I'm going to spend $300 on a Hot Toys figure. Open it up, reverse engineer it, see what they're doing, right? See what they're doing, especially if you're going to tackle the price point that Hot Toys is doing. I don't think that's that expensive to do. I would say, let me buy a 3.0, what they're doing with $199. Open it up, cut open the body, see what they're doing. Right. To me, you study what everybody else is doing because you need to know that that's the expectation of the market. And when they said, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not going to listen to Jazz Inc. We're not going to do that. What do you mean rolling eyes are a big deal? To me, they're doing what they think they should do, and it's going to be that's what they're going to put out.
Again, back to Stallone Shop. They clearly have no idea what's going on in the 1/6 community because their stuff is very, very basic.
Right.
Very, very basic at Hot Toys prices, $225, $240, whatever it is that they're charging. For, again, not even rolling eyes. You got painted shit. The Cobra figure was supposed to be a hit. That looks like shit without the glasses.
Yeah, I have it. And somebody said it changed because I got the second batch.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said if you got the first batch, the head sculpt was better. And I'm like, that sucks. Right? Because you would think it'd be similar.
Well, that means that they don't even have fucking, uniformity when it comes to product.
Right.
So that doesn't look good either. So that's why I said, I until they fix their shit, which I can guarantee you they're not, I will never own a Stallone Shop product. Even if it's like a green jacket Rambo that they got, I need that in my collection.
But if you look at the 3.0 one, 3.0 is doing it for $199, and it looks great.
Forget all that. Stallone Shop is working directly with the owner, Sylvester Stallone. You would think that their shit would be the best because out of pride, this is my shit. Another company's making it 30 times better than your own shit. Like, that's pathetic. So because of that, I know that they don't care about making toys. I know there's just another layer to their business of making, shirts and jackets and apparel and hoodies and, little statues of Rocky and whatever, that's all it is. It's just another layer, another way to make easy money. That's why they constantly keep reissuing the same shit over and over and over when it's sold out, right? It's never like, that's it. We're going to move on to something different, something better. Nope. It's sold out, pre-order, coming soon. Like, what are you talking about? Right. And again, no research with the product whatsoever. They think that painting a fucking eyeball is still a fucking great piece. Like, what are you talking about?
And we said it, like, because I've seen that with a couple of companies. It's like, that no longer flies, right? The whole realism of the figure is the eyes. And if you're still doing doll eyes, you've got a problem, right? If you want to go up to 4 is kind of the same thing we were talking about now, which is that lack of understanding for the market and what's out there. The other thing that he also brought up, because people brought up the seamless arms, right? And he brought up the old Ahsoka figure that had the seamless arms and then the break. And somebody said that was years ago, right? And a lot of companies are doing the seamless arms right now. And again, right, this is one of those points that wasn't reiterated to him, which was even third-party companies like Lim Toys are doing swappable things. So, is that a possibility? Or I think that might have been mentioned to him. And I think it's more the factory entertainment response was like, yeah, but, then it's going to be more expensive because we have to do this, right? It was not being open to the possibility. And they said maybe down the line.
Yeah, so again, they're looking for quick money. They're looking to make quick product. As you can see, that Rick, it's not the greatest thing by any means. Nowhere near close to anything good. The head sculpt is complete trash. Right. Again, no rolling eyes, nothing that is, deserved in a figure for 2020 for the year 2026. Not only that, but the price point, right? What did you say? Early bird was what?
So early bird is $275.
So if you are a sucker ready to just drop your money unknowingly, there's your $275. And then what happens after?
And then in 2 weeks, it goes up to $325.
Right. So then if you're not an original asshole, then you're going to be a double asshole paying more later on for the same.
And this goes back to, right, when you look at, they don't understand the market they're in. Because when you look at that price point and what figures are getting released at that price point, right, you should be comparing yourselves to those. You should be understanding that that's what people are going to expect.
But remember also, this is a gimmick as well, right? Because if you have any slight inclination that you want this Rick, you're gonna jump on it at 275. You're not gonna be like, oh, I'll wait until it comes out till I can pay 325 after.
Right. So they're trying to get you to they're trying to
Correct.
appeal to you by
Well,
saying,
they're trying to get your money as soon as possible to get as many pre-orders as soon as possible.
yeah, they're saying
And
you're going to save
put-
$50.
Well, they put fear in you, saying, well, if you don't order it now, you're gonna have to pay more for this garbage later on. Which again, is that a good thing for the community to work off of fear? And I don't mean FOMO as, oh, I'm going to miss the figure. No, you're forcing people, not forcing because nobody's forced to do anything, but you're making people feel that you're going to have to overspend later on.
Right.
For what? I don't think that's
I agree with you. I agree with you. And
I don't think that's okay. Ron says, like you all said, these figures are 20 years behind.
yeah. And I think when you look at the tailoring, you look at the joints, right? This is a figure that's supposed to be dynamic, right? When I saw the posing with the shotgun, I thought, what are you doing, right? He should have double jointed elbows so he could put the butt of the shotgun on the shoulder, right? And we're not asking, even that's not new technology. If you look at Damn Toys, if you look at Soldier Story, if you look at any military figure, that company that's been around, they've been doing that high posability because they know the figures need it.
Right.
So you're telling me that this company can't do something similar with a body like that?
Right. No, they're looking for the most basic shit, right? It's just literally to put a kit bash together pretty much. It's going to be an outfit, a random, cheap ass body, right? The clothes go on top, the head scope on, and that's it, right? Like I said, there's nothing made by them. There's nothing branded, Factory Entertainment. There's nothing that's made specifically for, there's nothing special about it.
Right.
So that's why I don't understand how they could try to play you and say, well, if you don't buy it now, it's going to be more later. What do you mean? It's going to be garbage later too.
I mean, at $275, it's already too expensive. At $325, you're crazy. And look, I'm somebody that I've told you I will give new companies a chance if I really like the IP, and I love The Mummy. Right? That was a great movie. Right? I've seen that other companies are trying to do it. So it's not that I'm trashing Factory Entertainment because I know it's the opposite. I want them to succeed because I want to buy their figures. But when I see a figure for $275 looking the way this one looks,
right,
I'm like, I can't. I just can't do it. Right? It's a lot of money.
That's your standard Hot Toys price right there.
Right. I'd rather take that money and go buy a Hot Toy, go buy something else that's quality.
Even if we got to add an extra $30 for a Hot Toys, I'd rather add $30 for a Hot Toy than get this shit.
Right, because I don't think the sculpt is up to par. Again, the joints look terrible. It's just not delivering what we in 2026 are expecting from the market. That's the biggest issue with what they have right now. Yeah, look, if you scroll down there, it says $275 early bird special.
Early bird, where is it? No, it doesn't.
Go up.
Oh, here,
right there. Yeah, but MSRP otherwise $324.99.
Out of your mind.
Right, and even if you scroll down, right, like scroll down to the accessories, right? You've got the shotgun, which pump action. I'm like, great, that's pretty standard for 6-scale figures now. Right. You've got the revolvers. The question is, are they functional? Which
it doesn't look it, but I would hope so.
I would think that the barrel should be able to rotate.
Right.
The drum, right? The Book of the Dead looks great. The keys look great. The stand, it's cheap. It is what it is.
That's the most basic ass shit.
Right. And the 1911, we've seen that before with other companies. Nothing super original there.
Right.
So I'm just thinking at that price point, you know what? They should have included his satchel that he has, where he puts all the weapons.
Right.
Right. They should have included the gun belts that he has too. With the shotgun shelf. There's a lot of accessories too that are missing here that I think other companies would have given us at this price point.
Look how not tailored this whole strap looks. You know what I mean?
And they said they had issues. They had issues because it's a complex rig, which I think it is to a degree, but other companies would have done it at this price point.
Absolutely. They would have done it properly. They would, even if it would have been, a partly sculpted, partly, leather, which I'm assuming this is what it's supposed to be. Is that even leather?
No, it is leather. So at least they're doing leather belt. Yeah. So they're using leather at least. Thank God. Right.
Ron, Rick is 275 as you just saw. Christian says, do you have a sideshow Beetlejuice? What's your verdict? I'm heavily considered. No, I don't have that. Did you get it, Rui?
No, I just got the Hot Toys one though.
Ernesto, welcome. This is how did you get Rudy A on your stream? So next point, guys. We got lack of understanding for the market. So we went over that a little bit, but go ahead, explain.
No, it's the same thing, right? It's just that they're giving you this product here. They don't understand that rolling eyes are a big thing. They seem to think seamless arms are a non-starter because of longevity. And I'm like, we've had that argument for years in the hobby, right? And now you're seeing companies really doing it. Caustic is doing it. Hot Toys is doing it. InArt, 3-0 is doing it with the arms, right? So it's like, you know, it feels like they didn't do any research as to what's there and what other companies are offering. And instead they said, we're going to do things our way. Look, I've seen this before in my industry, like in the construction industry. There was a company I was working with. Everybody in the market, they were trying to do something that other people were already doing. And they basically tried to reinvent the wheel and do things their own way. They said, no, we're not going to see what everybody's doing. We're going to do things our own way. They shut down within 6 months, lost all their capital. And somebody had told them, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Just study what we're doing because this is what the market wants.
Right.
But they came in with these ideas. They were going to do it their own way, and they failed. And that's what this feels like. It feels like you've got a roadmap right there. Mm-hmm. If you knew you were going to charge $275, $325, look at what is being offered at those price points.
Correct.
I'll tell you something. Exo6 is a company that's hit or miss. They're terrible. Like, really. I collect them because I like the IP, but they've had some figures that have crossed that 275 mark. I'll tell you one thing. Those are the best figures they've done. Whether
the
it's
expensive ones, the expensive ones?
The expensive ones are the ones that the sculpts are good, the eyes look great, the paint applications, everything hits. And it's almost like they understand at least that if they're going to charge that much money for that product, they better at least deliver on that, right?
Yeah, they got to step it up.
They got to step it up. Whereas this company's just telling you, here, take it or leave it.
Let me see what you guys are saying. Hell to the no with this company. This guy. Our next topic we got is asking for feedback, but seemingly not up to speed on general community thoughts. So again, we went over this a little bit
with the sculpt, yeah, too. Like the fact that during the interview, he was asked, "Is there room for improvement on the sculpt?" He said, "What? Nobody likes this, or people don't like this." To me, it's like, yo, you should be on your social media page because the social media comments on their Facebook page, not great either. Right. So to me, it's like you show up to these interviews, you should be prepared for that question. Right. And the fact that they're not.
You know, well, the fact that, you know, again, it's not even a prototype. It's a teaser mixed with AI.
Right.
You know what I mean? How gullible do you have to be like, oh yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, but for the Rick O'Connell too, right? The Rick, people are complaining about the sculpt. They're saying it's not up to par. If I left a comment on their Facebook page and I'm like, I'm not paying that much money for your figure. I'm sorry, it's antiquated. Right. And a lot, the general, like I'm going to be honest, 90% of the comments on that figure are negative. And to me, as soon as they had the teaser images of the Jaws figures of this, before they even did the full pre-order, people were already dropping those comments. And to me, to show up to an interview the day before when you've already dropped these images and you're already seeing that feedback and not have read that feedback and think everything is fine, to me, that's another red flag. Because to me, that's like you're not paying attention to what people
They don't care. They don't care. They're just looking to make quick money and that's it. Next one is AI lack of follow-up. So again, this is regarding the, you know, again, he mentioned himself, okay, quote, this is a teaser image. We used AI for the backlighting and blah, 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 but this is the prototype. Again, no head scope in sight. Nothing was shown to anybody. Like I said earlier, you could sit there and say, well, it's not approved. Guess what? You don't need approval to show anybody anything because there's plenty of times it says approval pending, right? With many products, third-party products. Hot Toys, never. I don't think I've ever seen that with Hot Toys. Maybe years ago. I don't think anymore.
Right.
But they show you something, right? You just because something's not approved does not mean that they can't show it to you, right? So the fact that they're, Sean Dabbs apparently is making that Jeff Goldblum head sculpt. Where is it on a stick? Like he showed everything else.
Right.
Nowhere to be found. So how can anybody claim, well, it's made? You can't. You're not going to look at the head sculpt, but it's made. It's a figure. Like, how can you say that when there's no proof of anything?
Right.
And the fact that they claim that AI was used in the image, why can't they say, oh, yeah, no, it's just some AI, not the whole thing, though? Why would they tell you that it's all AI?
Look,
So
they
then
put
you're really going to be completely not interested in the product because it's fake anyway.
They put a lot riding on San Diego Comic-Con. They did. They said you're going to see the Jurassic Park prototypes there. You're going to see the Airwolf prototypes there, right? I think
They're
they
doing
might
what?
show
The pilots, the two pilots,
the
guy
two
in the
pilots,
van?
right? Yeah. So look, and that's why, if anybody's listening out there and they think, oh, you're just trashing on this company for the sake of trashing it. No, I'm trashing on it because they've got licenses that I want to buy. Right. I want to buy this Rick O'Connell. I want to buy the Battlestar Galactica figures, the Jaws figures, the Airwolf figures, right? These are figures that I never thought anybody was going to make, but I'm at the point now too where I just can't say, well, nobody else is going to make those, so I'm going to spend $300 on a subpar product. That I'm going to look at. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I got an Airwolf figure, but it's disappointing, right? They've got to step up if they want the money, they've got to step up their game too.
And not only disappointing because the product shipped, but the amount of money you're paying. Because paying 150, 175, and the product is disappointment. All right, cool. It's only 175, 150.
But paying $325.
But to pay $325 for a product that looks like shit, why would anybody want to do that?
No, that's the issue. So it's not that I'm like, oh, Factory Entertainment, you suck. It's like, guys, step up your game. It's like, I would love nothing more for you to succeed, right? Because I want to buy your product. So look, I think they stumbled out of the block with the AI pictures. I think that was a huge red flag.
Yep.
I think this whole mummy figure, right? I think they launched it. They should have just waited. And once they got the feedback, said, you know what, we're going to wait. Just, it's coming, be ready, fixed it, done something. But instead, they decided to move full speed ahead. The guy goes on an interview, not understanding the feedback they've already been actively getting. So to me, it's all a bunch of red flags. And I'm like, I want you guys to succeed. But I'm like, look at who else is in the market. And again, if we forget the Hot Toys market, but look at Caustic, right? Look at what the guy took a prototype to Sideshow for the Jared figure, right? The Jared figure from Labyrinth. I thought that figure looked pretty amazing from a sculpt thing.
Right.
People still complained about that, and he said, we're going back to the drawing board. We're going to fix the sculpt. And to me, that shows somebody who's listening.
Well, I thought those figures looked great. Those Labyrinth figures, I think those head sculpts looked really, really good. Of what's his name?
I can't hear you. I think
David Bowie. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Rudy, can you hear me now?
Technical difficulties.
Can you hear me? See what happens when you buy Mexican computers? So, again, this is not just for the hell of it. This is not just, let's talk shit on Factory Entertainment. No, it has nothing to do with that. You guys know I don't give a shit about any of these companies, but I'm pointing out, and we're pointing out what is being said to your face, what is being shown to you, what is being claimed by these companies. Right? That's all we're doing. That's all I've ever done. You want to buy it? Cool. You spending your money however you want doesn't affect me. I'm not going to lose sleep over you spending your money on garbage. It ain't going to happen. But I will always point out, because as a collector, as a real collector in this 1/6 scale community, I like to look out for other collectors. So that's why I point out things that you may not have seen. I don't need to glaze any company. I don't need to kiss any company's ass about anything. They don't owe me anything. I don't owe them anything. Right? Period. It's that simple. That's it. You take it as a negative thing, that's your problem. If you don't like criticism, that's your problem. But we're not here bashing, let's just talk shit. No, it's all, we're showing you proof, and you can go watch the interview yourself. And everything we're telling you came from there. You back? I can't hear you now. Hit the mute button on your side. On your microphone. No, on your microphone. unplug the microphone and plug it back in. See, Ernesto, what happens to Tahine microphones?
You hear me now?
There you go. Perfect.
There you go. Somebody's trying to silence me.
So yeah, they attacked you. They sent you a Trojan horse. So let me catch up with the guys. Whatever the stream topic is, I like it. Keep them on fast. Cybernetic AI Rudy. Rudy AI speaking sense here. Yes, sir. But please, Rudy, don't buy this at least yet. See how this event evolve if you want.
Yeah. No, I've got to wait. I'm not going to spend my money on this right now. There's too much else coming out right now that's better.
Big Rib.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
All right, guys. So our next topic. So we went over it again. Price point.
Right.
My issue with the price point is, like I said, a standard Hot Toys $275, $280, right? Rolling eyes, obviously updated materials, proprietary body, articulation, likeness is usually, at its worst is usually at least an 8 out of 10 at its worst. Okay. When it comes to the overall product, not necessarily anything specific, but overall, any figure, you could give it at least an 8.
Right.
Okay. At least. So to have something again that looks like this at $275, I think is disrespectful. I think it's a slap in the face. I think, like we said earlier, they're very disconnected with what's going on right now. I think they just, for them, it's just numbers, right? They said, we're spending this on the body. We're spending this on the outfit. We're spending this on the head sculpt. So a good profit margin would be $275. I think that's how that price point came about. I don't think they're doing any research with, all right, Hot Toys is charging this much. This is what they get. All right, 3-0's charging this. How much? What do you get from this? Let's forget about third party for a second, right? They don't want to look at third party. They want to look at licensed competition. What else? Who else? InArt, right? Let's see what InArt is doing, what they give you for this overpriced bullshit. They're not doing any of that.
No.
At all. At least it seems like it. Go ahead.
No, that's the problem, right? And I think that's the overall arching theme here is they're giving you product that is so, doesn't look good. It doesn't compare to what's in the market right now. And they're charging you Hot Toys prices for it. It's like that should have been their first thing. It's like whoever their business manager is coming up with the prices, should have said, what else is in the market at this price point? Because we need to be as good or close to this. And I don't think they did that.
Thule said I'll probably pay $175 for this top. Glad for people who have been waiting for these IPs, but for what they're putting out, this should be under 200, I think. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. I thought if this had been $199, I might have been, or $200, I probably would have said, all right, I'm going to take a jump on it.
Thule says $1.75. This guy. Ernesto says, okay, so introduction price was $175. Figure the year X23 was $260. And is Hot Toys then wait for a real thing to materialize and get punished even further for not trusting the company for $325? Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. No, it's
that early bird thing is ridiculous. The fact that this company's going to pay $325 for this, and they're hooked to get you but pay $275 if you order it the first 2 weeks.
Correct. What they should have done was add a special edition accessory.
Yes.
Here is for the ones who pre-order who get this. If you don't want that, then you're just going to get the basic bitch version later on, right? But that's how you start off, and you can leave them at $275 with the exclusive piece. But to then say, it's only going to go up, what the fuck you mean?
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense. I think that's where it comes in with every point we're talking about is basically the same thing. They didn't do their research. They're trying to sell you a figure that would have been acceptable 20 years ago, right? And they don't understand at this point.
Siberian Custom Studios just released promo photos for their Rick O'Connell. It looks so much better, and it's just promo photos of the prototype. But remember, Siberian Customs is just customs. They only make a certain amount of these things, and they charge you a stupid amount of money.
Right.
So you know that you better expect that shit to be better. Absolutely.
Right.
You know, because he's not charging you $275. He's charging you $800, $900, $1,000, $1,200, $1,300 for these things. Because it's only like, 30, 40, 50 pieces or something like that. So that's a whole different conversation, which again, this is a custom that, not everybody's going to have this. And these things are legit, full leather, everything's on point. Everything's very accurate, right?
Yeah, look, he's got his own Alan Grant too. That's coming out, the paleontologist.
Right.
It's like there are going to be options out there. And the thing is, if you really love this IP and you've got the money, yes, splurge it on something else, because there are other people that are going to try to make these at this point. This is not worth it.
Other companies that see the hype around these figures are going to start, making their own. Yeah. I think third parties going to come out of left field.
Look, I think Mars Toys came out basically being like laughing at these people, right?
No, they were like trolling them. Yep.
They were like, this is ridiculous. And it's like, if a third party company is making fun of you, you've made a mistake.
Correct.
That
was crazy.
The fact that Mars Toys.
What was the first figure they said? I guess you don't need me yet. And then for the, I think it was for this one, they said,
and then for the Jaws ones, is you definitely need me.
Oh, you definitely need me.
Because they've been.
Oh, it was Jaws, right?
It was Jaws, and it was this one, and it's like, wow, for third party company to troll you on social media. That tells you everything you need to know.
No, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing because remember, Mars Toys is nowhere near a license. Mars Toys is not the greatest third party to begin with. So for them to feel ballsy like that, to make fun of a licensed company, again, I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm not saying that they're wrong for making fun, because this looks like shit for a licensed product. But to have the nerve as a third party, which you can't even afford the license. You know what I mean? It's
to basically troll them like that. That's
it's laughable. It's laughable. Coming from Mars Toys.
Yeah.
Third party making fun of you.
I've never in all the years of collecting, I've never seen that. I've never seen a third party company unlicensed doing illegal product, right?
Yo, that's what I'm saying.
You think they're trying to slide under the radar.
Under the radar. Thank you. Exactly.
And for them to like literally come out and make fun of a license holder to their face is just
I've
never seen that.
That is ballsy. Exactly what I was going to say. You would think they just want to mind their own business, so they don't, cause any attention or have people focus like, oh, who's this? Who's that? Just keep your mouth shut. Nope. Yep. They were like, we're coming for it. So it is insane that that's even a thing.
Right.
Big Rip says, I feel like companies use leather and die cast as a gimmick to charge more or get you to believe that you need to pay more. Cost for companies is probably minimal for those low quality leather. Well, number one, the reason why leather is even a thing, it's not because of a gimmick. Okay. Remember, what is number one? The number one complaint in this community: pleather.
Okay?
Pleather. Nobody wants pleather anymore. No, everybody's done with pleather. Everybody knows what happens with pleather, right? Nobody's looking to pay $300 for anything with pleather anymore, because again, they know the outcome. They know what's going to happen with anything pleather. Yes, there are updated pleather materials that are still, that are way better than what they used to be, that look very, very nice, that, can be tailored very, very well, right? There's still a thing. There's always going to be a thing. But using leather is far from a gimmick. What they're showing you is, we're making you a product worthy of the money, and you don't have to worry about flaking anywhere you live, right? That's what the leather is for. Now, die cast, okay? Die cast, you could say, is 100% a gimmick because it doesn't make the figure any better, right? You put a die cast, main figure, a die cast Iron Man. You remove that die cast, what do you have? A plastic 1.0.
Right.
You don't have anything different with articulation. I mean, maybe somewhat better, absolutely, with articulation with the joints, fine. But the diecast, all it's doing is giving it that extra weight. It's not making the figure more articulatable. It's not moving on its own. It's not talking to you. It's not any better in that respect. So the diecast, you can absolutely say it's 100% a gimmick. On the Grievous figure, now that I have it, that figure weight is incredible. Does that make the figure better with articulation, better in any other way? Absolutely not. That is 100% a gimmick. Absolutely, they charge you more for the diecast because now you're getting a heftier figure. You're getting something that feels legit, feels like it's worth the 420 if it's an Iron Man, right? The 385 if it's a Grievous, right? So that's where they're getting you with the diecast. Absolutely, no question about it. I agree with that 100%. The leather is a different conversation, though. The leather is because of the fact that the pleather, people are done with the pleather, period. You know, nobody wants pleather anymore. And Hot Toys still makes figures with pleather. Obviously, they're getting away from it, but some are still made with pleather. Again, better quality pleather than the ones from the early 2000s, 2010s. Very, very different pleather, but it's still a pleather.
Yep.
But it just from what the complaints have been for years, they have to move up to the leather to have people feel more comfortable buying this shit. Because if you right now, you have a bunch of people always looking for a reason not to buy something. That's just a fact. The moment they see a figure and they see, oh, it's not leather, I'm not buying it, like immediately.
Right. It's an excuse. Companies don't want that anymore.
Correct. So they can use that as an excuse to just say, I don't want it. And then say shit like that in the groups publicly to get other people. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my God, no pleather. I don't want it. Nobody needs pleather. Nobody wants pleather. It'll get shredded in a week, blah, blah, blah. So to avoid that negativity on their product, immediately go for leather. And what are you going to say now? Oh, it's got leather. I don't want it. It's too legit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. So the leather is a completely different conversation. The diecast does not make the figure any better in any way, shape, or form besides the weight. That is it. Which, like I said, you remove the diecast, all we have is 1.0s in plastic. Very simple.
Right.
Ernesto says, I need someone with a nylon suit figure probably in 2 years to not confirm nylon was a good choice. But again, here's the thing. One where flaking scenarios are known, then pleather. Again, it's not so much the materials. It's the person's temperature where they live. It's the humidity where they live. I have pleather figures right now that have shredded and dissolved, disintegrated in people's collections. Mine are perfectly fine. Over 10 years old, over 15 years old. Maybe even longer than that, 18 years old. I'm fine. They're fine. Obviously, if I start messing with it and moving it around, it's going to start breaking up. Absolutely. But if I don't touch it, it is brand new. So it's not necessarily only the materials problem.
Right.
It's the temperature in your home, the humidity where you live, the humidity in your collecting room, right? Do you need a humidifier, a dehumidifier, right? Do you have a lot of dryness? Do you have a lot of dampness? It's all the elements. The elements are what affect those materials. It's not that the material dissolves on its own, or else they would never use it. Because guess what? The moment you start sewing it and cutting it up and tailoring it, guess what? It would dissolve in your hand because it's useless.
Right.
And they would never use anything like that. So it's not that the material is shit. It's that the elements affect the material more than they would leather. Period. It's just that. So to avoid a problem with the elements, they give you leather.
Hey, Fabs, I actually have to bounce.
All right, so we'll continue. We have how many points left? We actually have 2 more points left.
But I think those two are we kind of gone over them already.
Right. So the next one is 2004 figure in 2026.
Right.
Which again, it's an old movie to be made now. Go ahead. What were you going to say about it?
But it's more also like the technology that they're using, right? The exposed joints, the no rolling eyes, the sculpt, right? The limited articulation and posability. This is not what we're used to in 2026, right?
Right.
So for them to try to
get.
on the tailoring too, right? The fabric looks heavy. It's just not what we expect at this price point and in 2026 for figures.
And then last but not least, fake positive interviews. So again, like I said, everything for some reason is always great, right? Everything, nothing could get scrutiny, nothing could get actual real questions, nothing. It's always a fear of asking proper questions, legit questions. People want to know, right? Things about this product.
I think it's an
everything's
opportunity.
great.
It's an opportunity. If we really want these companies to get the feedback, it's an opportunity to do that. And listen, if you don't like the way somebody's posing the question, but it's a legitimate point, then reword it yourself, right? Say, somebody's asking in the chat about the technology you're using, right? If you don't like it, you can do that. But to just ignore something legitimate, I think gives these companies the fake perception that everything is going great. And then look, that's juxtaposed against what you're seeing in their Facebook group, which is extremely negative, right? So, I think you're doing a disservice to the company, bringing them on and not asking them those legitimate questions. And you're also doing a disservice to collectors who are seeing this as a forum to be able to get those concerns out. And if you're not expressing those concerns to these companies, then there really is no communication, right? There's no learning from what people are saying. So I think there's, Caustic Plastic, I think that company came prepared, so it wasn't as egregious of an issue,
right?
Because they were prepared. But when you have a company that's coming into the market that kind of doesn't seem to be getting it, and you're seeing that from the interview process and people are asking the questions, I think that's the opportunity to ask the hard questions.
Right.
And when you don't do it, again, I don't know that there's much value to having them on, other than it's advertising for what they're doing.
Right. All right, Rudy, thank you.
All right,
Gotta go.
I got to peace out.
Soon. See you
We'll
later.
talk later. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for being here. Have a happy Sunday. So, continuing my point of, off of Rudy, again, the tool bag that came in talking about I was bashing whoever. This is not bashing. This is pointing out things that are obvious, that are in your face, that you're too stupid to notice. Okay? Coming in here defending some bullshit. Go lick his nutsack somewhere else. Don't come here. Why are you watching me then? Right? My numbers are low because I keep them low. I kick people out of here 24/7 because I don't need retards in here like you. That's why you got removed immediately. Fuck out of here. You think what? You keep my numbers low? He wishes he kept my numbers low, but he's still here watching me. Fuck out of here. So, again, guys, like I said, we had a lot of talk about this company could be in trouble again. I hope not. I hope this figure comes out, at least the Jurassic Park ones, because like I said, these are done, these are out, these are ready to go. So if this is the prototype, I don't know how much better they're going to get. You know what I mean? So good luck to whoever's buying this. God bless to whoever's buying this, because it is insane. Yeah, environment is it's the environment is the only importance. You know what I mean? Yep, it's your environment. No, that's the only importance. Because again, if these materials were such shit that they would just disintegrate in your hand while working with them, why would they use them? So it's not that. The elements is what damages that specific material, which is why, to avoid that, because they know that everybody's got an issue with it, guess what? Let's go with leather. The elements won't destroy that, if ever. So that's the improvement with the leather. Again, diecast is a completely different conversation. It's 100% a gimmick. It's 100% for money. But when you get these figures with diecast, you're like, holy shit, this thing weighs 5 pounds. For an Iron Man figure specifically, you're like, I mean, I just paid $480 for this. It doesn't feel like complete garbage. Still, you're still moving it. You're still articulating it. The thing's still the same as a plastic one. It just has weight on it. You're buying an Iron Man. I want it to feel like iron. Again, that was the reason behind it to begin with. You're buying an Iron Man and it feels like a feather. You're like, all right, even though it's the best, Hot Toys has always been the best, even with plastic. But you don't get the feel that you're holding an Iron Man because those things were super, super light. Now you buy one at $420 and you're like, holy shit. I don't feel like I got ripped off, and it feels like an Iron Man. It's made out of iron. You know what I mean? Out of iron. It does die cast, but it's out of iron. So that's what you could say, it's a gimmick. But the leather is actually for our benefit, for the benefit of the product, for the benefit of the collector, right? They don't want a fucked up product with the pleather. That's why they're going out of their way. And leather can't be, the amount of little pieces that they use for these things, it can't be expensive, right? They're not paying thousands of dollars, even hundreds of dollars to make these things. I think what costs more is them making whatever it is out of leather, right? Tailoring these things out of leather, right? They got to make them properly. They got to do them properly. Holsters out of leather. So all these things are tedious things to be making out of leather. So that's where I believe, right, that the higher prices are coming from. Not necessarily material, even though, yes, you got pleather, you got leather. Leather is going to be more pricey, but not by that much. Like, oh my God, this is, $10,000 a foot. Like, no, it's not like that, So, but the die cast, that's a different story. $10 max. Rudy I for the win later. Senor, this guy. So what will damage control actions for this company to address? Total silence and deliver proto with all greatness. They miss or just follow the plan on track. Again, people are going to do whatever they want. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, what to buy, what not to buy. I don't care about where you spend your money, what you buy with your money. All I do here is point out things that maybe you didn't see. And if you see, guess what? You're going to see them from my perspective, and that's it. I don't care if these companies fail. I don't care, because guess what? I'm not buying it. Right? I know Hot Toys is king. I know Hot Toys makes the best everything. Why would I care if this company makes it or not? I'm not going to buy the product anyway. The movie, The Mummy was a great movie. I watched the movie 1 billion times. The Mummy Returns 1 billion times. Love the movies. I don't care how good the movies are. I am not buying this crap. Number one, at this price point. Number two, knowing that Hot Toys, my entire collection pretty much is Hot Toys. Obviously third party and other shit too. But coming from that, knowing that Hot Toys is the best likenesses, the best materials, the best bodies, the best everything, to then try to fool myself into, well, this is okay. I need the IP in my collection, so I'm going to suck it up for never. I would never. I'd rather not get something than get it and be like, oh, this sucks, but I have it now. Absolutely not. I'm not that type of person. I'm not that type of collector. I'm just not. Right? I'm just not. People are, though. Oh, I love the movie. So now, like I said, people in the members chat, I'm forced to buy it. Nobody made it before, so I'm forced to buy it. What do you mean you're forced to buy it? You don't have to buy shit. You don't need, this should not be the standard of your love for that movie, that, it's a shit figure, but you know what? It's the only one that's out there, so I need it. Like, no, like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do anything. If that's what you want to do and blame it on that, that's not normal. But that's not what the standard should be. That just because a company makes a shitty product, oh, well, nobody made it before, so I need it. That's abnormal. That's not rational. I would never spend $275 on something that looks like this just because nobody else made it. What are you talking about? I have taste. I have standards. That's why I tell you guys all the time. This community has no taste and they have no standards. They're quick to bash Hot Toys, though. But any other garbage, oh, it's amazing. It's great. I can't wait. People are retarded in this community. Like the retard that just came in here, defending God knows what. What are you defending? What does he do for you? You fucking idiot. So dumb. They're fucking stupid. They come here and embarrass themselves every single time. So ridiculous. Now, man, the company was a good point that third party made fun of them. Will they open their eyes? Oh, no. Again, Rudy said, because again, Rudy watched the entire interview. Rudy said that they're not looking to listen to anybody, that they're looking to do their own thing, that they didn't do any research, that they're just focused on whatever. Again, you don't even get rolling eyes with this thing here. They're not looking for that. Same thing, like I said, or Stallone Shop. Stallone Shop is making you figures with no rolling eyes, just basic painted eyes, and I told you guys, I think I spoke to the guy Nikki C, the guy who's always promoting their shit. Literally, I said, hey, I would love to buy one of your products, and I think I told you guys this. I messaged him. I said, I would love to buy one of your products. I said, but you guys, these products are garbage. I said, your Cobra figure, your Marion Cabretti figure. I said, that was complete garbage. She's like, no, it wasn't. He goes, that figure was great. I said, that figure does not look good without the glasses on. I said, what are you talking about? Obviously, he has to talk like that because it's his company, it's his product. He doesn't want to feel like, oh, no, this is shit. I know it's shit. Like, he can't say that. But to defend that Cobra figure that looks like shit, what do you mean? So I told them, I said, that's not good. I said, I mean, you can say that. I said, it's not good. That does not look good at all. And I'm dying to buy. I would have loved to own that Cobra figure 100%. Why not? I am not wasting my money on shit that looks like shit. Because I'm going to be disappointed. I'm like, man, I could have put this money into something else, something Hot Toys that I know I would have been way happier with. That's why I don't just start buying random shit from random companies, because I don't need to do that. If they're not up to par with something Hot Toys, first of all, that's what I look at. I don't even look at price first. First, I look at, is this close to a Hot Toys figure? Right? Am I going to be happy with this likeness? Am I going to be happy with these materials, with these bodies? Am I going to be happy? That's my first thought. Then I go, what's the price point? Then I compare to the Hot Toys price point. If it's higher than Hot Toys and it looks more like shit, why would I be all about it? I would never. That's just not me. So that's why I always, like I said, I always try to point these things out to you. You don't like me pointing out to you? Guess what? This stream is not for you. You don't need to be here. Nobody tells you to come here. You come here to see what I say. You could agree or disagree. That's your problem. But my job to this community is to try to look out for collectors like myself. Because you guys know I'm not a YouTuber. You guys know I don't know shit about YouTube. I look out for the collector because I'm one of them, right? Like I stated earlier, YouTubers are looking out for their own pockets. They're not looking out for the collectors who even support them, which is even a slap in the face, even more of a slap in the face. You want to take that as bashing? You're an idiot. It's called stating a fact. Okay, so the method of pure nostalgia, someone will follow, will sadly correct. That's exactly right. That's correct. That's what they're using to their advantages. Oh, well, a lot of people love the Mummy. The Mummy is going to get remade with Brendan Fraser again, right? Brendan Fraser's coming back as the Mummy for, I guess, the Mummy 4, right? He has The Mummy Returns. Then he's got the Mummy 3 with Jet Li. And now I guess he's doing a 4th one. You know what I mean? So maybe people following that, oh, look, they're making a figure. I need the figure. Maybe that's what they're doing. Right? Trying to get people's emotions, but nah. Gerardo, welcome. Hello. Collector's never late, nor is he early. He arrives for something. What he means to. Well, you're late. So again, guys, like I said, keep watching your favorite channel. They're looking out for you. They're making sure that you're okay, making sure that your investments are okay, right? Remember, Hot Toys are losing money, but they want you to overspend for garbage, for literal garbage. They want you to overspend on that. That's cool. Everything's great. But Hot Toys, don't buy Hot Toys, guys. They're losing money. This is your favorite channel. Okay? And it's not just one. It is all of them. Inner is garbage. They want you to buy that garbage. Don't buy Hot Toys, though. Buy garbage. With Caustic, same thing. And Rudy has backup to why he likes Caustic a lot. Right? The guy's prepared. The guy's, again, to me, that's not going to be a good product. I can guarantee it. I hope I am wrong. But you have to, if you're going to sell figures and you're in a community where Hot Toys is king, you can't drop your mediocre stuff or your AI stuff and be like, oh, it's this is what it is, guys. I don't put up with it. I don't like it. I don't like to be played. I don't like to be looked at as a fool. Like I said, this community is retarded. They love being looked at as fools. They love being taken advantage of. Like I showed you guys last night, people are still getting taken advantage of in that group. I don't know what anybody could tell you for you to say, all right, I'm going to send it. I don't know you from a hole in the wall, but I'm going to send you payment on Cash App or friends and family. You got to be a fucking retard to do something like that. I don't care what the excuse is. People know, people in this community that are in groups already know that the moment somebody says, pay me PayPal or Cash App, friends and family, you know that's a no-go. You know that. So how retarded do you have to be to have somebody make you do that when you know it's not, you're not supposed to? You're retarded. X23. Yeah, mine will be here next week. I can't wait. Very excited for my X23, guys. What's today? Today's Sunday. So yeah, it was a very special stream today. Like I said, we always got our loser popping up and getting removed. Another reason why my numbers are low. I am in charge of my numbers, not anybody out there. Okay, so next time somebody wants to feel froggy and come in here and talk shit, you're going to get embarrassed every time because you don't make my numbers. You're still here watching the God, though. Always here giving me your undivided attention, listening to my words, but you're not in control of anything. You're a bum. You're a loser. Defending somebody that clearly doesn't give a fuck about you because you're a fucking loser. You're a fucking retard. You're a fucking idiot. That they can't even ask a question in your behalf because they don't want to ruffle feathers. Oh, that's real to you? You're a fucking asshole. That's why I don't come here for that bullshit. You're not going to win with your bullshit. Nobody. And if any channel wants to get upset, if I said anything wrong without any proof shown, like I said, it's not just this interview. It's been Jazz Inc. It's been Caustic. It's been pretty much every company. Never any good question, never any hard questions, never anything that will get the collectors to find anything out. You want to get upset about it? Say something, and we will go back and forth. Gladly, I am waiting. I am waiting. Because there's nothing that I've said that was a lie. Everything, you could literally go back to any stream that were the companies were interviewed on, and you will see it for yourself. So if I'm lying about something, show me that I'm lying. Anybody out there that thinks that I'm lying about anything I said today that I've ever said, I'm yet to be called a liar by anybody. I said it last night. Nobody has called me a liar yet. I don't lie. I don't need to lie. I show you proof of things. I tell you things where to look for it. If you don't know about it, I don't just talk out of my ass. I don't talk about people for no reason. I don't need to hate on nobody for no reason. I'm not jealous of nobody for no reason. Like, what are you talking about? I don't need to focus on, oh, I'm going to talk bad about them. No, that's what they do on me. They talk shit behind my back. They try to get their buddies to take my time slot, to take away from me maliciously. That's why I'm here for it all day, every day. For that channel, till the day I die, we will go back and forth forever. You guys don't know a lot of the shit that channel has tried to do behind my back. Try to get his buddies to come try to befriend me. Oh, hey, let me. No, bitch, stay away from me. So I've always known what goes on. That's why me and that channel, till death. So let him say something stupid. Let him come back with some bullshit. I am hoping. Because I don't make this personal about anything. This is about the things that are said, the things that go on the channel, these interviews. Period. That's what it's about. You want to take it to another level? If I said anything wrong about what I said, let's go. But I don't need to lie about nobody. I don't need to make up shit. For what? For what? What do I need to focus on to lie on somebody for what? So, what's funny, Tuli? Wait, are you really a guy? He's like, wait. They call me, okay? They call me the Delta Force of Hot Toys, okay? Because veteran means you're attached to the military. So I am the Delta Force of Hot Toys, okay? R.I.P. Rockman. Yo, it's like they're so pathetic. Like, they're so stupid. Don't come here for your bullshit. If I was like, Dan Pena of 1-6. Who's Dan Pena? I don't know Dan Pena. So, oh, excuse me. So again, I don't need to talk shit about nobody. Every channel that I talk about, point out the bullshit that they say. Again, when have I been called a liar? I'm still waiting for the day if somebody said, look, he lied about this, and here's the proof that he's a liar. Been doing this for years. Not one person said I'm lying about anything, because I don't lie about anything. I don't need to lie about anything. And everything I ever say, you could go back and watch it yourself. If I'm lying about what I said about the interviews that no questions ever asked, go watch the interviews and go see how many good questions come out of that interview. Go look at how everything is perfect during these interviews. Everything the company says on any company in any interview. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. That's it. That's perfect. Oh, wow. Well, that's it. It's bullshit. That's why I tell you guys, I don't do that on my stream. No, first of all, if anybody knows about me, they're not going to come here. Because I'm not going to, oh, really? Oh, yeah, that's nice. Like, I don't play that. You're here to promote a product that hopefully we're all going to buy. Because that's the goal, right? They want as many people to buy this shit. Why wouldn't I ask proper questions about it? Why do I need to be afraid of this company? Oh, because then they won't come back on my stream because they're hurt? Because people put them on the spot? Because I put them on the spot with a question? Why would you get your feelings hurt? You're a company. You're a business. You're looking to take our money. Why can I ask you a question? What's the problem? Why would I be afraid of that? But this is your YouTubers, guys. This is your favorite channels. This is your favorite channels. Finally got these reports on. Enjoy the stream so far. What reports? Report cards? What are you, teacher? Relax, Hermione. Well, Faz, you like to ask about Ash is sleeping right now. 100% sleeping. He's gonna send me a message. You streamed already? Watch. Guaranteed. Yeah, he's sleeping. He's not up. But yeah, no. Howard lied. I didn't lie because Howard postponed it, not me. You need a Dan Pena sound me. I don't know who that is. Who is that? Who's Dan Pena? I don't know who that is. So, like I said, that company was 100% sending you guys or showing you guys an AI image. 100%. No prototype was made. No prototype head sculpt has been made for either one, for Alan or for the Jeff Goldblum head sculpt figure. Neither one has been made. Not one. So again, you want to claim that it's not approved. Why can't it be shown then? We've gotten plenty of things waiting for approval. Why? Oh, that one's special. That one's not going to get approval. That one's not. It can't be seen for the public. But we're going to show you the whole figure, though. This is the prototype. We can't show you a close up of the head sculpt because it's not approved yet. But we can show you the entire figure with an AI background, AI lit, AI lighting, AI. But we can't show you the actual thing because it's not approved yet. That doesn't make any fucking sense. So that's why I pointed out, guys. I just pointed out. Fabs, correct the language because people with issues come here to hear that. This guy. TK, look at this guy. Gracie Mary here's on 23K. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate it. Nice to have you here once a year. You know what I mean? Thank you. Guys, this is TK. He doesn't really collect much, but that's why he watches me.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
So, thank you, TK. We'll talk soon in the chat. So, like I said, stop falling for the shit. We're in a community where people lie to you to take your money. Okay. Again, I feel like there's a lot of these companies that know this community is retarded, which is why they swallow anything that is given to them, shown to them without any questions. Right. Again, he said Indigo, somebody, and Sean Dabbs were making, right? Indigo's making Allen, and then Sean Dabbs was making the Jeff Goldblum. Where is it? I showed you guys last, not last stream, 2 streams ago. Everything that he has made, he's on the stick, like when JC Hong shows the Hot Toys head sculpts. They announced the figure. JC Hong immediately, right away, boom, boom, boom. Here's a head sculpt. Here's all the different angles of the head sculpt. Sean Dabbs has that on his page too. Go on his Instagram. Made by Sean Dabbs. Here's the head sculpt. Made by Sean Dabbs. Here's the head sculpt. Where is this one? Oh, that's the only one that can't be shown, but everything else is okay. Like, just for 1 second, just think. Just use your brain. Use your brain. There is no prototype. Nothing is made. Nothing is out there. Until I see it, until I see an image that, guys, look, this is the actual prototype, not in an AI-generated image, then I can tell you, guys, I was completely wrong. Here's the prototype. We're finally seeing it. Here's the head sculpt. We're finally seeing it. I was wrong completely. Until that happens, which is apparently going to happen San Diego Comic-Con, we don't have shit right now. It is that simple. Oh, my God. TK. 23K cheers. Yeah, 23K. Sounds like the prices you charge for figures. No, I'm not a teacher. I have reports to my team so they can start work on Monday. Oh, nice. Report cards. All right, guys. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys soon. And I'll see you in the next one.